stroke play. So Zalmi then to get us going. Are we going to have a game where the side batting first is going to win the game? It hasn't happened for a long, long time. What do you reckon, Mike?
Yeah, I think this is going to be fascinating. And the one thing that worries me a little bit, obviously, Zalmi have played a game previously, and in Islamabad, it's been waiting a while for them to play their first game, and they've just got to make sure they're in tune right from ball one. Sometimes in this sort of situation, you can have a side that's been clicking their heels on the sidelines and having some extra nets and spending a bit of time just watching cricket, where they just don't hit their straps in the middle straight away, and it might be an opportunity for Zalmi just to take a little bit of advantage of Islamabad if they're not totally ready for this and they don't want to be caught on the hop.
It's a good point, actually. It can kind of go either way, can't it? Because you get a little bit more preparation time as well, and side might feel that they've been a bit short of that in the lead up to this competition, obviously for obvious reasons, because of COVID isolation, etc. But time will tell. We had some great entertainment yesterday, we really did. Great entertainment with the bat in the first game, and then Nasim Shah was absolutely terrific in the evening.
Both captains were happy at the toss. They both got what they wanted to do, so that's good news for both the sides. Khan played really nicely in the last game. Arslan Ali is going to be a key man to set a tone. I think he might be the one bloke who might make sure they are on the ball.
Wonderful bowler. Seen love coming to Pakistan and seeing some of the bowlers that have been around for some time, and some of the emerging bowlers that are just starting to make a name for themselves.
To chip in quickly, and you know these conditions very well here, Baz, but the one thing I noticed in my pitch report is that this track didn't have too many cracks on it at all. That's different from what you saw at the start, Nick, when you were doing the pitch report. You saw quite a few cracks around the place, but this seems to be pretty good. There's a little bit of a tinge on it as well, which is good. So I think it's going to be a nice surface.
You said it's good for batting? That's what you said?
Yep.
Maybe we'll get 45 all out.
How's your voice going, Baz, early in the proceedings?
Now, when it's pitch rolled in and there's very little cracks, that tells you that it's a really solid track and the ball might just skid onto the bat much better.
Oh, dragged on, early strike. May have just kept down a little bit. Good line, good length, and inside edge onto the stumps.
And it's a bit of a signature ball too, just coming back in towards the right-hander. Just came back enough. Inside edge often happens on these sort of surfaces right at the start. Once you come back, there it is, bang, on the stumps. That is an important breakthrough for United, right at the top.
Yeah, what a start for Islamabad United. Cadmore out without scoring, it's number one.
Right, early opportunity then for Haider Ali. Extremely talented, extremely gifted, and has, well, the best part of 20 overs to bat, because the early strike then from Arslan Ali, it might have just moved fractionally back in to Cadmore, but the inside edge seeing for him. I don't think there's going to be dramatic movement off the surface, but perhaps just enough in the early stages. Beautifully placed, beautifully timed. See that run away. He's barely hit that.
It's going to the short boundary too. That boundary is 68 yards. That's all it is on that side. We're on the far end of the square, if you want to call it. TikTok 2 before. 68 yards on that side is 76 on the other side. So this is the going to be the high scoring side to the leg side there, I would imagine.
Back on a perfect line and length, small margins. That's the first whip. It did just come back a little bit, and that perhaps helped the inside edge. You can just see playing away from his body.
Quite interesting too. I mean, it is a T20 game, so I mean, you do expect the guys to be not as tight as they perhaps would normally be in other games, and he was looking to play a shot. There was a bit of bounce there also. So just a bit of movement back has sent him on his way. It's a really important start for Islamabad United.
He wanted to have Islamabad United hit the ground running, done exactly that. Wigan in the first over, nothing better.
Beautifully played again, beautifully timed. Big boundary, small boundary, races away for 4. Lovely start then for Hyder Ali, a couple of boundaries, 8 for 1.
So we've got a fast outfield for starters and a short boundary on the one side. So that's going to test the captains, it's going to test the spinners. Shadab Khan has both of those in the first half of this game.
Beautiful bit of timing. What I like about that shot as well is Hyder Ali's walking back thinking, hang on, that was a pretty good ball. And it's still gone for 4. And when you look at top order players, that's the golden nugget. Hitting good balls for 4. Wahabriya's back in charge.
Wahabriya is in the lineup today, so good to have him back. He's a very, very good cricketer.
See that there? It's fractionally wide, and he'll probably say that's the small margin there. But look at that timing. And that's a pretty good delivery that's gone very quickly for 4.
And coming onto the bat nicely too.
You got it spot on, Hazy.
So far.
Let's wait and see.
6 balls in, we're okay.
I think you've got that for 28 more games or whatever. Fahim Ashraf. Helped on his way. Bit of a gift on the pads and just helped. So a bit of a loosener from Fahim first up.
Such a quick game, T20, that the first couple of deliveries, first 2 dot balls, like that, very tight in. And the batsman is thinking, well, I've got to score runs, and he just goes chasing the wide one, the inside edge, onto the stumps. But it happens so quickly. Yes, you always talk about the format being very quick, but the pressure builds on the batsman straight away. So the first couple of deliveries, spot on. This one, slightly wider. And this one on the pads, flicked away. That's what Kola Kadma wanted, a freebie.
Excellent running. Excellent running. Good backing up as well.
Fahim Ashraf is a very good cricketer, but he's put himself under pressure here with the first ball sliding on the leg side, and that went for 4. Second ball was pretty much a half volley that he just punched away, so there's 5 off the first 2. So he hasn't found his radar line-wise or his length at the moment. That can happen at the start, so he's got to now build on the next couple of deliveries.
Now the interesting part about this is that Hassan Ali was given the new ball. Yes, okay. Fahim Ashraf has been given the new ball with him. Shan Delanga hasn't been given the new ball. He's the one who's got pace, bounce, and all of that. He does bowl a very good slower one too. But Islamabad United rely a lot on analysis, a lot of data, and they have probably analyzed that maybe we need the medium paces or the lesser pace up front to give them control and then unleash Marchand.
Jubilee Insurance My Stars 11 Fantasy League. Get involved. Play Jubilee Insurance My Stars Fantasy League. You can win prizes worth 1 crore. Get involved. You can see how there. Log on.
That's good. First 2 weren't right. Second 2 are okay. No drama. So he's found a bit of rhythm.
Let's have a look at the winner then. Sohail Khan. Oh, I was close at the top there. Sohail Khan beating Saran Zahid. I reckon they must have had Nassim Shah in their team. Excellent. Good line, good length. Very disciplined bowling. Fourth leading wicket taker in the history of the competition, so a great deal of pedigree behind him. 55 wickets. Trying to think who would be above him. Wahab? Wahab would be 1. Finds the gap. Not timed perfectly, but this is the shorter side. And enough. Even the desperation, even the dive. Hope he's okay. Clattered into the boards there, but bounded to finish the over. 2 gone, 17 for 1. Always a big job for the skipper. Leading by example in the field there. He's just ringing the changes, making a few changes. Mohamed Wasim. See, captains do this sometimes just to break it up, not be predictable. A real heave at that one. Only problem here, Hazy, is for the bowlers, I guess, because you know, if they get a bit of rhythm and they bowl a decent over, they find themselves just out in the outfield and not being able to bowl a second over, and it puts a bit of pressure on the new ball bowler. I
couldn't agree more, and we've had a couple of examples already of that. There's the dive from the skipper. Look out! Panda Bear.
Talk about captains using their head.
Excellent delivery. Nicely played in the end as well. Just about the best he could have done.
And just with Mohamed Wasim, he's the type of bowler that hits the bat harder than you expect. He's wonderful. You saw Mike Hazeman out there. He just stayed out there for half an hour, 45 minutes. Beautiful weather. They're checking for the catch, maybe. They think it's not out.
I'm just checking, I think, yeah, to see whether it was a bump ball, and clearly You can see there.
Yeah, I think there was only the one player actually asked the question. I think we've just seen why.
Just a little bit of pace, Mike Hazeman said. There's just a smidgen of grass, just a light covering of grass, and that's just helping the ball zip through a little bit.
He does amble in, but he gets the ball to get off the surface really quickly, skid off the surface. J. Fast delivery. He has a mean Yorker as well. Most of the players that have faced him say that he's much faster than he looks. He sort of hits the bat harder all the time than what you expect. And that's why it's quite a handful. Bowling wise, he can strike the ball hard as well, use the long handle. Ideal for white ball cricket.
Gets lucky. Wild swing to leg, and top edge does the rest. Field is set for the short ball. Man at deep square, man at fine leg. So batter probably knows he's going to get plenty of this. Gets lucky.
That was 143 k's per hour. It was actually perfect. There was a man back just on the fence at square leg. The line was good. You can't control it there. The pace was outstanding. A little bit unlucky.
Yeah, absolutely. The key there was the line, wasn't it? Because you have to fetch it as a batter, and fetching it leads, well, perhaps sometimes you get out of control of the shot. Can't get the ball down as you'd like sometimes.
I think most batsmen, if there's anything that's banged in halfway down with that short boundary today, are going to go for it.
No slip in place. Probably would have been wide of slip anyway. I will have to see again. I think he opened the face, but perhaps not wanting to get quite as fine as that.
The ball just seems to be flying, so racing to the fence. Yes, it's a quick outfield, but it's that edge, and it's within a flash it's reached the fence. The previous delivery as well, which got the top edge and raced away. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
145 k's per hour. That's really good gas. That is a seriously quick delivery. So this is a bit of a fast-forward game at the moment. Compare this to game number 1 when we saw the track nice and sluggish. This is a very good game to watch.
Quick over, but a decent over. 26 for 1 from 3. Encouraging signs for the batters. Ball's just coming on nicely. There's a little bit in it for the bowlers as well. Aggressive shot should be taken. It's gone up a long way and taken comfortably. So early wickets are falling, even though the conditions, well, perhaps batsman friendly. It's coming on nicely. But a pretty good start for Islamabad United.
A slight change of pace from Fahim Ashraf, and that's why the ball never arrived. Just a cutter, and no timing, just went straight up. Well, if you want somebody underneath that very, very high ball in the sun, it's Shadab Khan. Jubilee, safe hands for sure. Yasir Khan gone for 14, 26 for 2.
Hussein Talib played beautifully in the last game, half century. Just the second half century he's got in the competition, so he comes with a bit of confidence as he strides out. A bit of work to do as well. A couple of early wickets have gone down, but he's got a good surface to bat on.
So 20 ticks for 2 now. Shadab Khan is the man that took the catch. Wearing the sunglasses, which is pretty important. Also wearing 2 hats. Got the cap and the hat. That's a good catch in the sun, so that's a good grab. Isn't it about time the umpires could start carrying caps and hats and things for the players? It looks so untidy. I mean, they're in the bubble for starters. What do you think, Baz?
Yeah, if they touch the ball, or they could go the other way. The umpires don't take the ball, just give the ball and it stays with the players throughout. The bowlers are shining the ball. They're putting sweat on it, all that, and they throw it back to the umpire. But the sweater, no, the cap, no, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense to me. I think it's about time that the umpires started holding hats and that sort of stuff again, because surely that looks a lot tidier from players wearing like 3 hats on some occasions.
I was saying earlier about the leading wicket takers in the HBL PSL. Wahab Riaz then right at the top there. Hassan Ali 73. Ahmed Wazim. We talked about Fahim Ashraf 56 and Sohail Tanvir 55. Well, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. His last competitive game was about a month and a half ago. He's had a bit of a break from the game. COVID, been in isolation, but great to see him back out there. Not too many in the world game bowl a better Yorker than Wahab Riaz.
The one thing about Wahab Riaz also is he's one of those guys who he gets angry in the middle as well, and that makes a difference to a side.
The famous Teen Talwar. In the prosperous area of Clifton. It's got the famous words of unity, faith and discipline written on it. Four done, 27 for 2.
So just to elaborate what I was saying about Wahab Riaz, I mean, I like the fact, I think he's a very good captain. I've seen him do a very good job as a captain in the T20 teams. And I think also the fact that he gets emotional out in the middle and he fires up his teammates and gets them going as well. And of course, he's bowled throughout his career, he's bowled some unbelievable spells. And of course, one comes to mind straight away at Adelaide Oval against Shane Watson. We almost just took him out completely. But he's been a wonderful performer. And nice to have him back. Makes a difference to a tournament.
Yeah, I'll have certainly have the respect. Those numbers will say that. I think with any captain, it's not just what he does on the park, it's what he does off the park. That's what we're seeing here. How you generate the environment along with the coaches, that different players can prosper and feed off. What we see out there is the tactical side of it, perhaps more so than what goes on in the dressing room. I think it's 2 or 3-fold.
And just to extend that as well, Nick, I mean, that's one of the most, we see all these overseas players that are here now, and it's just wonderful to see that. And the Pakistan players are so talented, and all the overseas guys, when they arrive here, they just get so surprised when they come for the first time and see the ability of all the the raw talent that the Pakistan fast bowlers in particular have, and some of the batsmen. But the overseas players have got to be the right caliber as well, the right people, the right individuals.
Yeah, and I'll just elaborate now. I like my first time in this competition, but what I like is all the captains of the various sides are from Pakistan. I think that's important. I think that's important for you know, the kind of the match, Brighto fan of the match. I just think it's important for the way the competition is run and for players coming in. I think if you've got Pakistan legends and iconic players who are leading those various sides, I think it's important for the brand.
Yeah, very much so. And you've got these big names now, Pakistan cricket leading the side. Now this is a match between a game within the match. Hussain Talat played 5 years for Islamabad United. He's only this season shifted to Peshawar Zalmi. So Islamabad United will know all about him. And obviously they won't want him to get any sort of runs, any bragging rights at all.
Just elaborate off the park again. Azhar Mahmood is the coach of United. Saeed Ajmal is the assistant. Zalmi's got James Foster, and Hashim Amla is the batting coach. Wazam Akram is the mentor. Mohammad Akram, sorry, my mistake. Mohammad Akram. He's been around for a long time and has helped a lot of guys come through.
All right, the Osaka Power Run contest. You can go to Osaka Facebook page to answer Bazi question and win some prizes as well. There's a chance to come to the stadium and take part in the Osaka Power Run, which Mike Hazeman volunteered me yesterday. Absolutely no chance.
As an update on that, I entered you last night.
My back was sore yesterday. It's even sorer today. Oh dear, David Gower chirping up at the back. I think we should nominate David. We'll just slow the run thing down that you have to beat.
What? Osaka Power Walk.
Yeah, Osaka Power Walk.
Leave the power out.
I think that'll beat Dave. Just a slider ball there, mixing out nicely.
Just on David Gower, we kindly provided with all sorts of clothing to wear to work in these games, which is great, and we like wearing them, and the traditional and some suits and that sort of stuff. So the footwear also, we're given some black and some brown, and I'm delighted to see David Gower every day has turned up with the same colour shoe or sandal on each foot, because there was one game I remember back in when he was at Leicestershire, he turned up one day, we had one brown shoe and one black on, which is hardly ideal.
Not sure what he was wearing at breakfast this morning. Anyway, that's another story. 30 for 2 from 5. 31 for 2, make that.
कल दोपहर के मैच में रन्स की होली खेली गई थी। लाहौर और मुल्तान का मैच था, लेकिन आज बॉलर्स का पलड़ा भारी है। इस बार फाइन लेग के ऊपर से खेलने का इरादा बनाया था हुसैन तलत ने, लेकिन ज़्यादा जल्दी कर गए शफल करते हुए। फ़हीम के खिलाफ ये मुश्किल शॉट हो सकता है, क्योंकि लेफ्ट हैंडर को ये गेंद ज़्यादा बाहर निकालते हैं एंगल के साथ भी, सीम के साथ भी। मेरे साथ पाकिस्तान के फॉर्मर कैप्टन है वकार यूनुस। बहुत ही शानदार आगाज़ मिला है, ये वकार की पुरानी टीम है इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड।
तारिक, पावर प्ले में ज़रूरी होता है कि अगर आपको विकटें मिलें, अगर विकटें मिल जाती हैं तो आप रन रेट को कहीं ना कहीं कंट्रोल कर लेते हो। और वही देखा है पेशावर ज़ल्मी जो पिछला मैच जीते हुए हैं, उन्होंने पिछले मैच में उनके सामने एक टारगेट था, एक हदफ था जो उन्होंने पार करना था। इस दफ़ा टारगेट सेट करना है, तो चीज़ें थोड़ी सी मुख्तलिफ हैं उनके लिए, इसीलिए थोड़ा देखभाल कर खेल रहे हैं।
एक बार फिर उसी एंगल पर मादी थर्डमैन के फील्डर को पीछे खड़ा किया हुआ है, और ये एक दूसरे को बहुत जानते भी हैं। शादाब खान हुसैन तलत को, क्योंकि ये पिछले 6 के 6 सीजन थे हुसैन तलत ने यूनाइटेड के ही खेमे में गुजारे थे। पहली बार ये निकले हैं यूनाइटेड से।
एग्रेसिव खेलते हैं, पाकिस्तान के लिए जब खेले थे नंबर 3 पर भी बैटिंग की, नीचे भी बैटिंग की इन्होंने, तो इसमें कोई शक नहीं है बड़ी शॉटें खेलने के उनके पास हुनर है।
इस बार लीडिंग एज, एक बहुत ही आसान सा कैच गया, बिल्कुल इतवार की दोपहर की तरह आसान, कोई गलती नहीं की यहां पर आसिफ अली ने। ये तीसरी विकेट गिर गई।
फ़हीम अशरफ अपना जो तजुर्बा है वो पूरा रुएकार लाते हुए आहिस्ता किया हुआ गेंद, थोड़ा टांग पे जरूर गिरा था लेकिन बॉल गालिबन थोड़ा सा ग्रिप हुआ, ऑन साइड पर खेलना चाहते थे और लीडिंग एज सामने वाला किनारा लिया और गेंद हवा में। बड़ा आसान कैच वहां आसिफ ने पकड़ा और बड़ी विकेट मैं कहूंगा क्योंकि पिछले मैच में बहुत अच्छा खेले थे। 2 रन पर गए तलत, 31 पे 3।
शोएब मलिक आ गए हैं, जो कि इन दिनों मर्द बहरान बने हुए हैं। जिस भी टीम के लिए खेलते हैं बहुत देर तक बैटिंग करते हैं और बहुत अच्छी T20 फॉर्म में है शोएब मलिक। और आज से ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पेशावर ज़ल्मी को हो नहीं सकती इनकी। ये आने का सबब ये देखिए, वो स्लो डिलीवरी लेग साइड में खेलने के लिए अपने बल्ले का मुंह मोड़ लिया था जल्दी। तो इस तरह जो पहली आउटिंग थी हुसैन तलत की अपनी पुरानी टीम के खिलाफ, वो ज्यादा कारगर नहीं रही। तो अपनों ने वो नशेमन पे बिजलियां गिरा दी हैं।
तारिक, क्या बात है तारिक। और काफ़ी अरसा खेले हैं हुसैन तलत इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के और मेन फीचर रहे हैं उनकी टीम का। ऑन साइड पर खेलना चाहते थे और जो ही बल्ला बंद किया तो लीडिंग एज जो कहते हैं, जो बाहरी किनारा होता है, वो प्ले में आया मोहम्मद आसिफ के लिए। कोई मुश्किल नहीं, बड़ा आसान कैच। और एक दफ़ा फिर तारिक शोएब मलिक के कंधों पर आ गिरी सारी मुश्किलात। ये हैं ब्रॉडकास्टर्स जो दुनिया भर में इस तस्वीर को लेके जा रहे हैं, HBL PSL को।
जहाँ इसमें शुमाली अमेरिका में विलो टीवी है, फॉक्स स्पोर्ट्स, इसका इजाफा हुआ है इस सीजन में। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी ये तस्वीरें पहुंच रही हैं HBL PSL 7 की। शानदार, लाजवाब, आगे देख, आगे देख।
बहुत ही उम्दा शॉट, थोड़ा सा आगे किया हुआ गेंद फ़हीम अशरफ का। पिच बहुत अच्छी है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है, क्योंकि जो ही आप गेंद थोड़ा सा आगे गिराते हैं तो अगर अच्छा बैट्समैन हैदर अली की तरह रिस्क लेने की जरूरत नहीं है इतनी, सिर्फ क्या करते हैं जस्ट टाइम किया और गेंद भागता हुआ गया बाउंड्री के लिए। कलरफुल डाइव थी ब्राइटो की। ये
हमेशा ही दिलचस्प होता है, ये छठा ओवर होता है T20 में पावर प्ले का, ये मुश्किल होता है बॉलर के लिए भी। बैकफुट पर डिफेंड करने को मजबूर किया। 6 के बाद 35 पर 3। कराची में मौसम बदल रहा है, आज हल्के हल्के बादल हैं, अबरपारे इस वक्त भी देखे जा सकते हैं आसमान में। और यहाँ भी बादल छाए हुए हैं इस वक्त। पेशावर ज़ल्मी की जो बैटिंग है उस पर साए नजर आ रहे हैं। यासिर इनिंग्स को तूल नहीं दे सके और शादाब आ गए पावर प्ले खत्म होते ही। उस्मान कादिर से पिछले मैच में हमने देखा था शोएब मलिक ने पावर प्ले में छठा ओवर करा दिया था, महंगे रहे थे, लेकिन उसके बाद बिल्कुल अक्सर मुख्तलिफ बॉलर लगे। आज उस्मान कादिर और शादाब का मुकाबला भी है।
इस टूर्नामेंट में देखा है कि कप्तान मुख्तलिफ स्ट्रेटजीज से आ रहे हैं पावर प्ले इख्तिताम, और कभी अपने मेन बॉलर्स को पावर प्ले के अंदर ले आते हैं। कई दफ़ा जब आपके पास रन्स होते हैं तो आप कोशिश करते हैं कि आपके जो मेन बॉलर, जो विकेट टेकिंग बॉलर, उनको रोक के रखा जाए। बोल्ड हो गए पहली ही गेंद पर। शादाब पहली ही गेंद पर आते ही कट करना चाहते थे, गेंद थोड़ा नजदीक था कट के लिए, और एक और बैट्समैन अंदर वाले एज पे लगते हुए बोल्ड हुआ। ये हमने खासा देखा है इस टूर्नामेंट में अभी तक।
जी हाँ, पार्टनरशिप की जरूरत थी और स्पिन पर अटैक करने के लिए अपनी शनाख्त रखते हैं हैदर, लेकिन इस बार उन्होंने संगीन गलती की। शादाब खान को आड़े हाथ में लेना चाहते थे पहली गेंद पर, लेकिन हैदर वापस जाना होगा 15 पर 35। 4 खिलाड़ी आउट। शार्फ एंड रदरफोर्ड जो मामूल से बहुत पहले आ गए हैं खेलने के लिए 7वें ओवर में। आमतौर पर ये फिनिशर का किरदार बड़ी खुशुसलूबी के साथ निभाते आए हैं, लेकिन आज देखना ये कि जब इतने ओवर्स बाकी, तकरीबन 14 ओवर्स का खेल बाकी है, ये क्या हालात के मुताबिक खेल सकेंगे? और ये बड़ा ही मुश्किल चैलेंज है ये जो दरपेश है शादाब की सूरत में। लेग स्पिनर और वेस्ट इंडियन बैट्समैन, ये कम ही हम देखते हैं कामयाबी जब हो बैट्समैन को इसमें।
तारिक, ये खतरनाक स्ट्रोक है, स्पेशली राइट आर्म लेग स्पिनर के खिलाफ, जिसका आपको पता ना हो कि किस तरफ को गेंद स्पिन होगा, और बहुत ही करीब गिरा हुआ गेंद था। लेफ्ट आर्मर हो, ऑफ स्पिनर हो, मैं फिर भी कहता हूं कि आपको पता होता है गेंद ने किस तरफ स्पिन करना है। गालिबन शायद ये थोड़ा सा गेंद नीचे ज़रूर रहा, जिसकी वजह से उनका नीचे वाला किनारा लगा और बॉल विकेटों की तरफ आ गया। लेकिन थोड़ा रिस्की शॉट जरूर था, रिस्क लेते हैं, पहले भी देखा है, पिछले मैच में भी रिस्क लेते हैं ये कट खेलने का, लेकिन अगेंस्ट लेग स्पिनर मैं समझूंगा कि थोड़ा ज़्यादा खतरनाक था।
ये पहले दिन लो स्कोरिंग मैच हुआ था, कल जो है बड़ा हाई स्कोरिंग मुकाबला रहा दिन का। तो ये 4 विकेटें गिरी हैं वकार, क्या पिच से भी इसका कोई लेना देना है, ये भी सोच रहे होंगे टपाल टी लाउंज में जो बैठे हुए शायकीन, इनका भी यही सवाल होगा।
देखिए, मैं समझता हूं कि जो अच्छे बॉलर्स हैं वो अच्छी बॉलिंग करते हैं, जिसकी वजह से विकेट्स मिलते हैं। और आई थिंक यहाँ इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड ने बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग, कल कोयटा ने बड़ी अच्छी बॉलिंग की, नसीम शाह ने अच्छी लेंथ, अच्छी लाइन और अच्छी पेस से बॉलिंग की, जिसकी वजह से फिर आपकी अगर विकेट्स गिरती हैं तो फिर आप अंडर प्रेशर आए थे, इसीलिए फिर लो स्कोरिंग मैच होना शुरू हो जाता है। और इसी कश्मकश में अभी इस वक्त पेशावर ज़ल्मी भी है 37 पे 4। हाँ, दोनों बैट्समैन जो इस टाइम क्रीज पर हैं वो केपेबल हैं कि पेशावर ज़ल्मी को इस मुश्किल से निकालेंगे, लेकिन कितना निकालेंगे ये भी देखना ज़रूरी होगा, क्योंकि हमने देखा कि कल दोपहर के मैच में 200 रन भी कोई इतना मुश्किल नहीं थे चेज करना।
अच्छे यॉर्कर के साथ ओवर को इख्तिताम तक पहुंचा शादाब ने 37 पर 4। ये खूबसूरत कराची आज देखा जा सकता है कि अबर पारे हैं ये दूर आसमान में, और ये आ गए एक ये नए बॉलर हैं जिनको मुतारिफ कराया है PSL में इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड ने। मशांत दिलांगा, जनूबी अफ्रीका से इनका ताल्लुक है और काउंटी क्रिकेट खेलते हैं। और ये नया पाकिस्तान कौमी सेहत कार्ड, ये दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा सेहत का निज़ाम। हर शहरी ख़ानदान सालाना 10 लाख रुपए तक किसी भी निजी और सरकारी अस्पताल में इलाज करा सकता है, बिल्कुल मुफ्त। और इससे लेट कट किया 4 रन के लिए, हालांकि फील्डर ज्यादा वाइड नहीं थे। फहीम अशरफ थर्ड मैन पर, लेकिन कट ऑफ करने से कासिर रहे।
कई दफा रफ्तार का नुकसान हो जाता है, तेज बॉलर है, बड़ी स्पीड से करते हैं, शायद ये थोड़ा सा स्लो किया हुआ था, लेकिन बड़ी खूबसूरती से बल्ले का मुंह खोला और बॉल को आने दिया। और क्योंकि स्लिप मौजूद नहीं है तो थर्ड मैन थोड़ा सा बाहर होता है, तो गेंद बहुत तेजी से बाउंड्री की तरफ जाता है। कोई मौका नहीं था फील्डर को रोकने के लिए।
यहाँ तेज बॉलर्स में शुमार किए जाते हैं मशांत दिलांगा, तो क्योंकि एक इन्फोर्सर की मिडिल ओवर्स में ज़रूरत रही इस्लामाबाद को। पिछले हमने 2 सीजन्स में देखा विकेटें ज़्यादा नहीं मिल रही थी, ज़ाहिर शादाब को भी फिर उस दिफाई रोल में ही आना पड़ता था, तो इनको इसी गरज से बुलाया गया मशांत को। डेथ ओवर्स भी अच्छे कर सकते हैं,
बिल्कुल। और पेशावर ज़ल्मी के बैटिंग कहीं ना कहीं ख़त्म होती दिख रही है। 4 विकेटें गिर गई हैं, बेन कटिंग हैं, इसके बाद वहाब रियाज भी बैटिंग कर लेते हैं, सोहेल खान हैं, तो बैटिंग कहीं ना कहीं कमज़ोर दिखाई दे रही है। स्पेशली जब आप ऊपर से आपकी विकेटें गिर जाएं तो आपको इस मुश्किल से निकलने के लिए बहुत ही अच्छी और उम्दा इनिंग खेलनी पड़ेगी शुएब मलिक को। एक बार फिर गेंद फाइन लेग की तरफ, 1 ही रन मिलेगा इस दफा।
यहाँ अच्छे वक्त पर इनको बॉलिंग मिली है। 2 बैट्समैन अभी मैदान में पहुंचे हैं, मुखालिफ टीम दबाव में है, और ये 5वें दिन की पिच है जिस पर हल्की हल्की घास नजर आ रही है, लेकिन चमक भी है। यहाँ बैटिंग हो सकती है। कराची की पिच हमेशा ही बैट्समैन की मददगार रही है। अच्छा शॉट, उतनी आला फील्डिंग भी पॉल स्टर्लिंग। हालांकि खासे ये भारी खिलाड़ी हैं, लेकिन ये रोकने में कामयाब हुए। 44 पर 4। पॉल स्टर्लिंग जो कि मैन ऑफ द फाइनल थे दी 100 के लॉर्ड्स पर पिछले बरस। अच्छे फील्डर्स हैं, अच्छे ओपनिंग बैट्समैन हैं, राजस्थानी क्रिकेटर हैं। हैवीवेट्स हैं इस टीम में इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के। आजम खान ने भी ज्वाइन किया है इससे, जो विकेट कीपिंग कर रहे हैं।
आई थिंक आजम खान की अच्छी मूव है, मैं समझता हूँ, क्योंकि अगर आपने विकेट कीपिंग करनी है और आगे पाकिस्तान भी इनको फ्यूचर में यही देख रहा है कि ये विकेट कीपिंग कर सकते हैं, साथ बैटिंग कर सकते हैं। उनकी बैटिंग की एबिलिटी तो हमें मालूम है, कीपिंग की अभी थोड़ी सी आई थिंक और महारत की और प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत है। पहली दफ़ा PSL में ये विकेट कीपिंग कर, बिकॉज पहले क्योंकि कोयटा से खेलते थे तो सरफराज के होते हुए बारी नहीं इनको विकेट कीपिंग की मिल रही थी। तो आई थिंक इनके लिए भी, और दोनों तरफ देखा जाए बहुत ही उम्दा बॉल, बहुत ही खूबसूरत बॉल, गूगली बड़ी अच्छी लेंथ से, बड़ी अच्छी लाइन से, एज ज़रूर मिला लेकिन गेंद नीचे को चलता चला गया। तो ये आई थिंक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी होगी आजम खान के लिए कि अपना आप मनवाएं। एक और गूगली बहुत ही उम्दा, बड़ी चौतराई से, बड़ी अच्छी जगह पर गेंद गिरा हुआ।
यहाँ शादाब खान जो हैं ये गुगली करने से गुरेज करने लगे थे जब पूरी तरह फिट नहीं थे 1 साल पहले तक, लेकिन में और खासा परेशान करते हैं, खासतौर पर जब बाएं हाथ का बैट्समैन इनके खिलाफ बैटिंग कर रहा हो। डेविड वार्नर को भी इस तरह आउट किया था इन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ, जब सेमीफाइनल में बड़ा आला स्पेल किया था, तकरीबन मैच विनिंग स्पेल था वो।
well ball,
अच्छा ओवर आज इसमें खामोश रखा शादाब ने पेशावर को 46 पर 4। मशाम इस बार हवा में खेला, क्लियर किया मिड ऑन के फील्डर को। ये बहुत जरूरी चौका मिला पेशावर ज़ल्मी को रदरफोर्ड के जरिए।
सब्र का पैमाना गालिबन लबरेज हो गया, क्योंकि तंग आए हुए थे शादाब से, तो कहीं ना कहीं बाउंड्री की जरूरत थी। मुझे समझ नहीं आती जरूरत क्या थी स्लोअर वन बॉल करने की। इतनी अच्छी आप तेज बॉल कर रहे हैं और बैट्समैन आपसे घबराए हुए हैं, डरे हुए हैं। यही थोड़ा सा मुझे प्रॉब्लम दिखता है T20 क्रिकेट में। बॉलर्स बैट्समैन का माइंड ज़्यादा पढ़ने शुरू हो जाते हैं, कई दफ़ा ये होता है। और अच्छी बात ये होती है कि जो आपकी स्ट्रेंथ है, अगर आप उस पर ज़्यादा देर रहेंगे तो आपको ज़्यादा चांस हैं विकेट मिलने के। इस तरह आपके पास पेस है, आप हैवी बॉल करते हैं और अच्छी जगह पे करते हैं तो जरूरत नहीं है स्लोअर वन करने की। अभी खास तौर पर इस मौके पर तो बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है। फहीम अशरफ जिसके पास पेस नहीं है, उन्होंने डेफिनेटली आउट जरूर किए, 2 आउट किए स्लोअर वन पे, और उनका अच्छा स्लोअर वन गिरा भी।
यहाँ स्कोरबोर्ड को मुतहरिक रखने का ये भी एक तरीका है कि बाउंड्री के बाद आप 1 रन हासिल करें। यहाँ पर कितने हदफ पे नजर होगी, क्योंकि वहाब रियाज भी वापस आ गए। ये टिकटॉक फैंस प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच, आप टिकटॉक ऐप में जा सकते हैं और जीत सकते हैं इनामात।
एक और स्लोअर बॉल थोड़ा सा पीछे गिराया इस दफा। मेरा नहीं ख्याल इस वक्त पेशावर ज़ल्मी किसी हदफ का सोच रहे होंगे। उनको इस टाइम जो मुश्किलात आ रही हैं वो ये हैं कि अभी विकेट नहीं गिरनी चाहिए। अभी अगले कम से कम 3-4 ओवर विकेट नहीं गिरनी चाहिए, क्योंकि विकेट गिरेगी अगले बैट्समैन, बल्कि बैट्समैन के अब तो आप बॉलर्स में चले जाएंगे। बेन कटिंग है, इसके बाद फिर वहाब हैं, तो फिर इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के लिए अब चीज़ें बहुत आसान हो जाएंगी। तो अभी तो वो सोच रहे होंगे कि 3-4 ओवर देखते हैं, चलिए फिर हम 150-60 में भी इस तरह सोच रहे होंगे।
क्योंकि ये टीम जो है ये फाइट कर सकती है। पिछले मैच में इनके 6 खिलाड़ी बिल्कुल नए थे, नया नवीला, और कप्तान नहीं थे। काफ़ी धचका लगा था कप्तान की अदम मौजूदगी में, लेकिन इस टीम ने जीत कर दिखाया। तो आज ऐसा लग रहा था मैच शुरू होने से पहले कि ये स्लाइटली जो है ये फेवरेट होंगे इस मैच के लिए, क्योंकि एक मैच जीता हुआ है, खेला हुआ है इस पिच पर। इस्लामाबाद का पहला मैच है, शायद रस्टी होते, लेकिन हालात उसके बिल्कुल बरक्स हैं। यहाँ पर दूसरा रन लेना चाहते हैं मलिक, और ऐसा होने नहीं दिया लॉन्ग लेग के फील्डर ने। 10 ओवर्स के बाद 54 पर 4।
Ten overs gone, 54 for 4. Shadab continues. Shoaib Malik, who was so brilliant in their previous victory, has got to do some serious work again today. As I look at the projected scores, they're going to have to step on the gas a little bit. I would think at least 9s, get close to that 150 mark. With a bit of luck, play really well and get to the 160. Bottom edge, drag. They should be able to come back for the second. Yep, scampering back. Oh, that's a little bit of a long way to get down the other end. Zigzagging around the pitch.
Tentative is the way you describe the way they've gone, and this run typifies really what's happened. Unsure whether they'd go back for the second, and in the end it's a bit of a late decision and just about getting there. I tell you, close. If he takes those off, very close.
I have no idea why batsmen do that. I mean, the shortest way is a straight line. There's no way as a top batsman that you should be concerned about being hit by the ball. I mean, there are tunes coming in, that's part of the game. You're facing someone quick from sometimes 18 yards. If you're chasing down the other end and try and stop yourself from getting run out, Rutherford's got to go the straight line and can't just veer across to the right. That's what he dragged back. Have a look how he touches and comes back. He's watching the ball, but look at him go to his right. Well, that makes no sense.
Seemed pretty good, Shadab. Nice time to bowl. And what you're after, actually, is to make sure that you're not giving anything away at all. And Shadab, from coming on, and have a look. Lots of googlies to the lefty. If nothing in the arc, don't allow him to whack it in the direction he'd like.
Five off it so far. That might have been a pad, I think. A bit of excitement from Azam Khan. I'm not sure they're going to get too excited and stick it upstairs. No, they're not. Captain's not interested. He's moved on. 11 overs gone now. 5 off the over. 59 for 4. Shoaib Malik, proper player. Here's a Duffer HBL PSL fact. Shoaib Malik has 37 Player of the Match awards, most by any Pakistani player in T20 cricket. That is a lot. 37. Wow. It's been around for some time, but he's delivered. He's delivered often. He was spectacular in the last game to steer Peshawar Zalmi home in a big chase.
Well, they had a long chat, the two batters, and Shoaib Malik, well, what he doesn't know about cricket and this format of the game isn't worth knowing. So he has all the knowledge and experience, but whether they can carry that out. But the problem is they're falling a little bit between two stools here, because if they keep batting out at this rate, they're just not going to have enough runs. It's a good pitch. If it was a pitch that was doing a little bit, then they might think, yeah, we can carry on playing like this for a little longer. The problem is the pitch is still a good one, and they're going to need, I'd say, well,
running off the face. First ball from Mubasir Khan. And that's 4 runs. That's going to put a little bit of pressure on the bowler after his first delivery.
I mean, you probably need a score in excess of 160. And they're a long way from that at the moment. So that might have been the discussion they've just had. At some point in the near future, we're just going to have to take a bit of a gamble, take a bit of a punt, and see if we can get up to what we think will be a reasonable score.
Number 4 is where he normally bats. Is coming at 5 today, and marginally he has done better at number 5. And in situations like this, I suppose you're clutching at straws, trying to give confidence to a side, and perhaps they'll have something out of that as he walked in at 5 today. Shoaib Malik, 130 strike rate, 138 I should say, strike rate, batting at number 5.
Yeah, well ball.
Well, I think it's pretty simple, really, and I wonder how many times commentators have sat in this sort of situation when he's arrived at the crease and a side's in trouble. If he's there at the end, they get a good total, a competitive total.
Well, maybe not, Hazy, maybe not. It depends how he plays. I mean, if he keeps knocking it around like this, then they might get 130, and I wouldn't say that's a good total.
He won't do that, though.
Well, that's my point. I mean, that's why I'm saying they've got to assess the situation now. One of them's going to have to go quite soon, I think.
I think that's the key. They've got to decide which one, and now. No time to wait. You don't get the balls back. And if they determine that each having faced 19 and 16 balls it's enough they're in. They've got to make a play.
But he is key. I hear what you're saying, but he is going to be key to this because he's steered the ship so many times in these sort of situations. So Shoaib Malik to me is the bloke, and I'm agreeing with you, but Shoaib Malik is the bloke who's going to have to control things here and make a real difference at the end.
I think what we're all agreeing on is they've got a fella out there that knows the game inside out, and he'll know conditions pretty well as well. So for all that we're debating up here, that fella there on screen has all the knowledge. Now, whether they can put that into action and a score at the end of it, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, situation, whilst it requires skills, which we know are in abundance out there in Shoaib Malik, also requires courage in terms of decision making.
Gotcha. Down the ground. Has it gone over the top? Yes, it has. They needed that boundary, actually. 71 for 4 now. A boundary off the first ball, then it was pretty tidy after that. So there's a little bit of pressure to finish strong at the end of that over, and Shoaib Malik did that.
I swear, guys, I find the game fascinating at this point as well, because we all love 4s and 6s and sides going at 10 runs and over, and it's exciting and great. You want to see that. But from time to time, you also want to see a side. How are they going to get themselves out of this position to a score where they can be competitive? And this is what we've got right now with these two at the crease. How can they find themselves, problem solve, and get out of this problem?
Now, Godutla, of course, pledges to donate 20,000 Pakistan rupees for every 6 that is hit. That's an Osaka power hit from Shoaib Malik to round off that over. So for every 6 hit during the match, 20,000 Pakistan rupees. Rutherford on strike now. That's fine. Not too far away from Azam Khan, actually. Maybe a bit of a dive. He might have been able to do something with that.
And something, if you can manipulate, you should, as a batting partnership, is the fact that Shoaib Malik's so good against the spin in the previous over. See that 6 he hit, to contrast what he did right at the beginning of the over, which was a little deft touch into a gap away for 4. And then at the other end, you've got Rutherford, and he likes the pace. He'll take it on and can get the ball away to the fence. Yeah, good use of the feet. It doesn't quite get all of it, you know. It's right at the bottom of the bat, but still gets it out the ground. Very good against spinners.
So 4-leg buys off the first ball, the over. Wide called. Makes it 5 now off a couple of balls. They've got to do is try and string a couple of pretty tidy overs together. So a dozen off that last one. Opportunity to build on this over as well from Hassan Ali, whose first 3 balls have been leg side. Last one called a wide.
Yeah, despite the changes in pace, and that was a slow one as well. I tell you, looking from up here, I'm reckoning it's not quite as easy paced, as nice as we might think. And often can't really tell until you have a chat to the batters and what they're feeling in terms of the consistency of pace off the surface.
good stuff from Hassan Ali. Last couple of deliveries coming back nicely. Beautiful conditions again. I expected around about 27 degrees. What are we now? 3:30, just past 3:30 in the afternoon in Karachi. Squeezing that away to the sweeper, only the single. So it's a good comeback from the bowler in this over.
Yeah, 160, that's where you went, is it, Nick? And from here, it takes some doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole reason we've had this conversation up here. How do they get to what they feel? And your point's a good one. You know, they may feel that conditions are slightly different actually being out there, and they might bring that down.
Boundary, didn't want that. That's the fourth ball of the over, actually. There was leg side from Hassan Ali. He'll be livid with himself. 12 off the previous, 11 off that, 82 for 4. Interesting Manhattan, that first over. A wicket and also a couple of reasonable overs after that. Then a couple of wickets going down. Now building. That's what they need to do now. 13 gone. They've got to get some more tall buildings for the rest of this innings to get to that target that we've been talking about. Shut up, Khan again.
Well ball,
looking to give himself some room.
Excellent, Shady, excellent ball.
Now, don't forget the Parkview contest. HBL PSL 7. Answer the Parkview question and get a chance to win a house. Not sure which one it is, though. That's going to be called a wide. We've got a couple of winners for you as well. A chance to win a house. What a prize this is. That was Ishaq. Ishaq is the winner. 3. Match 3. That's going to be wide on the other side.
Loving this battle.
Mohammed Ahmed is the winner of match 4. Good luck, guys. Chance to win a house. Would have been another wide, I think. It had been allowed to go through, but no, just tapped on the onside. Of course, we've got a question for you, so you can get involved in an attempt to win this house in the Parkview contest. Which team hasn't won the HBL PSL yet? Hard down the ground, very good connection. This time it's from Rutherford. And he's hit that for 6. That is a fine shot.
Well, it's a fine shot, yes, but it's also, you just felt bubbling up a little bit. I think one of them's got to go. It looks like it's going to be Rutherford. And they've just got to push on. So, yeah, it's reading the game situation as well, but it's a beautiful shot. It was in the slot, mine.
Yeah, over pitch, and I think as the bowler you're disappointed because I said I was loving the battle when it was Shoaib Malik against Shadab Khan, and you could tell had to have his wits about him, work out when he's going to come down at him and look to adjust. That time, bit of a lazy ball.
Got that away as well. That's a boundary. Runs are coming now. This is going to be 3 big overs in a row.
Again, it's clever batting. Left-handers, they love the leg side with the leg spinner, and that's putting the leg spinner under a bit of pressure as he got the googly to go the other way, top edge. And that's what he's looking for, the left-hander. Get across the stumps and heave it leg side. There's plenty of cover on the leg side, but if you get a connection like that, you're fine.
13 off the over, 2 balls to go. And he's picked up that as well, and that's going to be 6 more. Huge over. 19 off it, still 1 ball to go.
The hundreds come up now for the Zalmi, but fantastic in watching what mindset from a batter can do. Initially, think to the over before, thinking how to keep him out, and having somewhat failed in that, actually, with the ball going past the edge a few times. This time around, the next over thinks must attack, and in attacking has made him bowl some that are easy to put away, but he's put him under pressure.
Saka power hit hitting towards the short boundary as well. So that makes it even more difficult for Shadab Khan. Still 1 ball to go.
Well bowled, Shadi, well bowled.
So 19 off that over. 14 gone, 101 for 4. Time for the Tapal T strategic timeout. Counting down the Tapal Danadeh strategic timeout. Let's play. 42 runs off the last 3 overs. That's given them a nice little spurt here. Peshawar Zalmi. Partnership of 38 between the two off 29. Rutherford and Shoaib Malik. Rutherford 38 not out. Correction, 66 off 50, I should say. Rutherford's on 38. Here's a look at the work that Shafane Rutherford has done. Some very important shots, very important lusty blows. Taking advantage of Hassan Ali when he was leg side. Also having a go at Shadab Khan, going towards that shorter boundary as well with that 6. And he's been really good so far. Ben Cutting to come, Wahab Riaz. A couple of blokes that like hitting the ball a long way. 6 overs left now in this innings. Really good work from these two guys. Came together with the score at 35 for 4. Going to be called a wide.
Not too far away from leg stump, that. And yeah, it's just debating in my mind, is that a bit harsh, you know, because from what is a normal batting position, and when you take up your guard and you wait, it's not going to go down leg side, so you're going across as it end up down leg. But if it's a millimetre from leg stump, still wide.
We're going to get into a bowler's batter thing here, aren't we?
No, no. I hope you'd be sensible.
Come on, Pommy.
I accept that one.
I love the way I was hoping you were going to be sensible.
Now, we were entertained a little bit during the strategic timeout. What about this guy? I think he might be in the running for the Brighto fan of the match.
In the running? If it was somebody else.
Well, you never know, Pommy. You can't call it too early.
Well, you know your moves, right?
You cannot call it too early. No real dramas. You've also got to be colourful, of course.
He should get the phone, the house, the whole lot. He just give him the whole day. Here's our award winner for the day.
So a couple of slower balls to start from Azim Khan Jr. Oh, it's another one down the leg side. Extras are building up. That's the 7th wide.
Well, you can see what they're trying to do to Rutherford. It's a slightly longer boundary leg side, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to tuck him up a bit around the wicket, now over the wicket, but the line, they're trying to stay on the stump so he can't access the offside. And they've got a couple of fielders, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square. They're just trying to keep him tucked up, and on the odd occasion, he'll slide down the leg side.
Tries of catch it on the bounce.
As tentative as the start of this partnership might have been and was, and I think they've done a fabulous job. 73 from 55, and whilst we sat here and said, look, 160 looks a long way away, it's not out of reach now, particularly if the two of them stay together. We know how good they are at clearing the boundaries, and they've shown us that in the last sort of 3.5 overs.
Yeah, now can he keep it off the legs, because it might be the show. Malik's thinking leg side.
Picked him out. Didn't have to move. That is a huge wicket. Islamabad United will be very happy with that. Rutherford's reaction in the background tells a bit of a story. End of a partnership of 73.
Well, he's played pretty well to get this thing, this innings back on track, but he'll be disappointed with that. It was right in the slot, really. And I think he himself was thinking elevation. Can I get it up and over, and didn't quite get the elevation. Jubilee safe hands. It was a pretty straightforward catch. They needed that. They desperately needed that, Islamabad. Things were just beginning to build nicely for Zalmi. That's a decent hand, but now left up to Rutherford to move it forward. 25 from 22, 108 for 5.
Good work, boys.
If you were with us a couple of days ago, that would have said 34 years of age. Ben Cutting's now 35, his birthday today. Happy birthday to Ben. Easing that one away beautifully. That is a fine stroke to get going. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. I mean, still a lot of work to do there. We've seen some shots today, but timing-wise, okay, yeah, it's a short boundary, but that has gone very, very quickly.
Nothing wrong with his bat. That is some serious timing. And perhaps nothing wrong with the pitch either. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, the bat just twists in the hand. Quite get the elevation that he's looking for. Looking to get that up and over. Yep. Take your point. They were building nicely, the two of them.
One ball left, and it's the 15th. It's another long over, 11 from it, but an important wicket to Shoaib Malik. Just a single to round that off to a dozen. 15 gone, 113 for 5.
Right him over.
Maybe 2 was the cry. Maybe 1 was the answer.
He's bowled really well today. Use a slower one to good effect with both those wickets from the slower one. He's got a job to do, and they need to wrap this up quickly if they don't want to chase too many.
They might go for 2 this time. In between the 2 fielders at long on and deep mid-wicket. Throw dribbles in.
And the coaching staff just sitting out there. Hashim Amla looking on, Muhammad Akram. Now the situation is that you've got about 4.4 overs remaining, 116, and on a pitch where the ball's coming on outfield quick. You know, just pull the plug and start belting it like that and try and get maximum every delivery. Boundary over the offside.
You need to be quite flexible to play that sort of shot. Able to get underneath it, but a lot of follow through from that as well, which is what gives it impetus. Just the one bouncing over the boundary. Pushing for one, pushing very quickly, running well. Can't come back for the second though, the backing up just good enough. Shafane Rutherford putting himself in position. Depends what happens next, of course, in the second half of the game, but putting himself up there to be nominated if you fancy him as a potential player of the match. Go to that TikTok app. Another short one, not quite the same sort of flamboyance as Rutherford showed just a couple of balls ago, but this is Ben Cutting.
Needs to cut some away to the boundary. They need boundaries here, of course, but they're going to be quick between the wickets as well. 9 off the over with the one boundary. One to go from Fahim.
That's well bowled, right up there in the block hole. 122 for 5. Big discussion, long discussion this morning for those who were around for our build-up to this game between Vakar Yunus and Mike Hazeman about the Yorker. I think there'll be an ongoing discussion over the next month or so about the Yorker, the attempted Yorker, the near Yorker, the not quite a Yorker, the really, really good Yorker.
Which one was that?
Well, the good one, I mean, just to reiterate, the good one is the one that does get through. The true Yorker is the one that Yorks a batsman. Everything else is not quite a Yorker.
So the attempted Yorker.
Attempted, yeah, attempting is good. Good tactics is tempting. More later. That was an attempted Yorker. Just a little over-pitched. So disqualified.
That certainly didn't clean him up, so we'll stick with attempted.
Oh, it's interesting, the discussion this morning, Vakar Yunus, as one of the greats of all forms of the game, with the ball in hand, is a firm believer in the Yorker, but it has to be right. It has to be, and you've got a little bit of margin. That's helped on its way, no one down there, the man at, well, there is no man at long leg, it's just a deep square leg, it's well away from him. So it's a 50 for Shafane Rutherford. Second 50 in PSL. It's come at a really, really important time for Peshawar Zalmi. Takes them up to 127 for 5. And they're in with a chance of posting something that might just be competitive.
He's played that shot really well throughout the day. Hangs back in his crease and picks up the short one off his legs. He has a very healthy strike rate for today as well. 144 and still going.
Well bowled. No chance this time to get under the ball and swing it away. And the deep square leg does come into play. Yeah, in terms of his strike rates, Shafane Rutherford, his strength really is in the closing overs. That's where his speciality is. Today he had a lot more time at the crease. The fact that his strike rate is up there at 143 now is about where he is overall in his career. 157 in the closing 5 overs normally. Smacked away. It's pretty much straight to the man.
Coming back to the discussion for Yorkers, it's probably become that much more difficult and the margins of error have decreased to so much minimal because the batsmen have started moving around, playing the paddle sweep, the reverse sweep, lateral movement as well. Over the head. Slow one. Picked up well, had the fielder right at the fence where he required. So hence why probably it's much more difficult to bowl them now.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I mean, a lot of bowlers would tell you that if you get it wrong, you get punished. But if you get it right, I mean, but equally so, you watch from a distance with all things in mind. You see other balls which get punished as well. So it is that guessing game. Bowler trying to keep the batsman guessing whether it's going to be fast Yorker, slower ball bouncer, wide Yorker. I mean, all the varieties are there. Plenty of options are there. Again, that man is at a wide mid-wicket. He goes straight to him. 131 for 5. Three overs still to go. Rutherford, you would say, is the key with that finishing power of his. And that strike rate which goes up to 150 plus in the closing overs. But he's well set. He's seeing it well. Cutting recently arrived. Timed that first ball beautifully, of course, but easier for Rutherford to go for it. So one of the tactics is to try and give him as much of the strike as possible, to use that power. If they Now it's gone high and straight. Has it got any distance? Say he's got away with that. Ben Cutting didn't get the power into that. And it dropped safely between the two men out at long on and long off.
Yeah, he bowls this really well. He's got a lot of pace, but the change-up from Marchand de Lange is one to behold. Played in the T10, got 5 in one game, and predominantly just that slow one. And with these overseas players, we tend to forget that there's a lot of pressure on them as well. Smashed through the offside. Has he picked the gap? Well, just a couple of runs. With these players coming in from overseas, they have a lot of pressure on them as well, because the team is looking at them as the players that are going to play those big moments, get those big runs. So imagine being Ben Cutting. He travels half the world to play in a league in Pakistan, only to have pressure off the team and also of his wife, Erin Cutting, watching him.
Well, this is where Rutherford can be so dangerous. He's now got 60 from 40. That 60, believe it or not, is his highest score in PSL. For De Lange there, he just fired that a bit wider, a bit fuller. Gave Rutherford the space to play the shot and get it away behind square. The setup is great, isn't it? The backlift is good. Weight coming into the shot, gets the bat through it. Huge speed, gets the hand off as well. Just slices it away. Just the one this time. Well, lots of people wondering how this game is going to unfold in the Tapal Dandadar Tea Lounge. Islamabad, let's do our best to contain. Well, it certainly went well at the start of the day, and the containment now is key. What a comeback for Zalmi. Yep, it's been that, and it's been largely Rutherford, a bit of Shoaib Malik as well. Well, that's slapped away. That was beautifully played, largely front foot. And the missus applauds.
sure she's got a wry smile on her face. Interesting here, the power that Ben Cutting has managed to generate from above the eye line is magnificent. He's rocketed this way to the fence in front of square on the front foot. TikTok Super 4.
They can push for 2, and they can get the 2 as well. 145 for 5. We see the evidence of this match. A slow start, largely down to those 3 wickets in the opening 6 overs of the power play. Another wicket straight afterwards, again keeping the runs right down. Then that partnership between Shoaib Malik and Shafane Rutherford accelerating by and large the trend going upwards all the way through. Another wicket. That was Malik, slows it down again. And now with 2 overs left, it's Rutherford and Cutting. You need to find those big shots to either find the boundary or clear the boundary, or both. So a couple of overs left. Mazim Jr. ball in hand. Just to bowl his 4th and final over with 2 to go, and Rutherford on strike. And Rutherford will think he's missed out there. It was a slower ball. It was a deceptive slower ball. Kind of had to slow the shot down or temper the shot. Ends up missing with the bat. Now Osaka, the power run contest. Just go to the Facebook page, the Osaka Pakistan Facebook page, to answer the Bazi contest. You win prizes there as well. Get a chance to be a part of the Osaka Power Run, which we love. Safe to say it's become a firm favourite. It's well bowled again. Another big shot attempted, another big shot missed. Needs a bit of power, needs to find some power from somewhere. As does our next contestant with the power run. Now you've got to go, you've got to go. That battery power will catch up. Don't coast. Go, go. Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, when will they learn?
Well, maybe you can show them.
No way. They have to. No, my batteries have rather gone defunct. This is good bowling. All 3 have been nice and full. Slight problem, the no ball has been called. You know, I'm sorry, as a batsman, this infuriates me. You know, bowlers, as a batsman, I claim no skills as a bowler, but I think I know where to put my feet most of the time, although now and again in-mouth does happen. And I mean, it's clearly, I mean, at this stage of a game, I'm sorry, one of the big sins is overstepping.
We were all timing and all hands, no feet.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, with a free hit, that's again well bowled, to be fair. But you have the extra ball as well, so the extra pressure right at the end of the over.
Yeah, if you come to the 19th over and just concede 4 of the first 3, it's pretty good start. It's pretty good as that over develops, and if he can not concede a boundary in this over, we've seen so many games which have decided in these final couple of overs.
Well, that's nearly taken the umpire out. Ali might have seen his life flashing in front of his eyes there, but he did the right thing, took evasive action very, very quickly, has recovered his composure to signal 4. The 4 brings up the 150. It's 153 for 5. And Ben Cutting hit this with ferocious Osaka power.
As he's been doing since he's gotten in the middle. Didn't like what Bazid Khan just said and showed him how it's done.
This is where the pressure tells. Fast and straight has worked, except for that previous delivery, which was fast and straight and got smacked straight back at Alindar. That's great reactions. With reactions like that, if he's as quick on his feet as he was there diving, we'll put him in for that Osaka power run, I think.
Yeah, and still very nimble.
Yeah.
We had a competition with Waqar Yunus and he won.
That's in the gap, that's 4. So the end of the over proving rather more expensive than the start of it. The latter part of the over proving rather more expensive, just to be clear to those.
I didn't get that.
That's okay.
Yeah, clearing that front leg and applying power through the onside. It is not in the middle, but he's got so much power that quick outfield in the gap's not going to be stopped.
Well, a bit of a mixture. By and large rather, bowled well there. 158 for 5. There's the foot in mouth. So just the one left. That's going to be a good score. I think whatever happens here, even if you have one of those multi-productive overs to finish off with, I think Islamabad United will think that we know what we need to get. Pitch actually, to be fair, I don't think is a big problem. So I think the chasing side will fancy it yet again, but every little bit helps here. And if a little becomes a lot, so much the better. Going to start this final over with Shafane Rutherford on strike. He is the more powerful of the two. Hassan Ali will bowl it. So Pakistan international with the ball in hand, Hassan Ali. And he's not, well, it would appear he's not Rutherford over. Swung himself off his feet, maybe a bit of combination of the two. Beautifully bowled though, nice and full, Yorker length. Rutherford ready for the big swing. Just loses his footing.
Reckon he's swinging hard enough.
Bowled him. Just took the pace off the ball, beautifully disguised. So Ben Cutting has to go. We've seen better celebrations than that before from Hassan Ali. Maybe he's just toned those down a bit. Cutting on his birthday has to leave the field now with 4 balls left in this innings. Not only was it a slower ball, but it also cut off the pitch. Too many puns here.
Well, Cutting, it's been a fine knock. He's done his part really well. 26 of the 17 with the 4 boundaries. Peshawar now 159 for 6.
So we have 4 balls left in this Peshawar Zalmi innings. 159 for 6. The captain at the crease, Wahab Riaz, playing his first game of HBL PSL 7, having missed out the other night. Still taking isolating precautions with a little bit of COVID.
And he had to get straight into the action with just the 4 deliveries here. They've managed 27 in the last 2 overs.
hoiks it away, drops it just short of deep square leg. And the good news is that gives the strike back to Shafane Rutherford. Just look at the way that turns. It's almost, it's like a spinner's turn. It's short of a length. The off cutter really does for Ben Cutting here, but it's the lack of pace that starts the process. So the shot is just that little bit early, and that little bit of turn brings it back straight onto the top of the stumps as well. So beautifully bowled by Hassan Ali. But the big Hassan Ali celebration that we've seen many a time before just went missing. Miscued by Rutherford, but again just drops 10-15 yards short.
Excellent delivery there. Landed in the perfect line, perfect length, and slowed the pace up, which has been very effective. I was going to say tonight again, the big yellow thing in the sky. The sun is still out there, David.
Well, we just have to say that Zalmi would have liked a couple of these big shots to find the boundary, but combination of miscues and well-placed field, keeping it down to singles. Final ball of the innings, no balls accepted, just about to come up.
They still feel like they've done well from the position they were in. 73 from 50 from Shoaib Malik and Rutherford's partnership, and 51 from 30 from Cutting and Rutherford. They've done well to reach where they were. Hopefully they'll want this one to pass the fence as well.
Well, Rutherford has gone for it in fine style to finish off the innings. Hassan Ali trying to get it full and straight. Well, it was full and straight, but Rutherford had the answer to it. He swung that many a mile over long off, and he finishes with 70 from 46. 168 for 6 is the final total for Peshawar Zalmi, and that does represent a very, very fine recovery from their earlier woes. 35 for 4 they were at one stage and under pressure. 108 for 5. So to finish at 168 for 6 keeps them in the game, and that went a long, long way.
They finished with 55 off the last 5 to Peshawar Zalmi, and after being 35 for 4, that's a brilliant recovery. Shoaib Malik 22, Rutherford 70 of 46, Ben Cutting 26 of 17. You look at the top order, well, it was in disarray, but they've come back of sorts for Peshawar Zalmi. Will that be enough? I think Islamabad United pretty happy with the effort in the field.
Yeah, things went really well at the start for Islamabad United. Their first game of HBL PSL 7, remember, early wickets. Hassan Ali, Fahim Ashraf, Shadab Khan, all amongst the wickets early, which took the pace out of the innings. So that's where the damage was done. You can say that without that, they might be looking at a much bigger total they had to chase in the second part of this game. But Islamabad United will, I think, on balance, despite those runs in the latter 10, be pretty happy with having to chase 169. So the man who did most of the work in achieving that recovery for the Zalmi was, of course, Shafane Rutherford. Started beautifully with a couple of deft touches, but his strength, of course, is his power hitting. He does play shots all around the wicket whenever he's got the chance. Very, very clever today. And that's 70 from 46, a strike rate of 152, just over. As I say, has given Peshawar Zalmi a chance in this game. If they'd carried on at the earlier rate, they'd have been well out of it by now. That has put them up to within, well, the sort of total that gives you a chance. If your bowlers bowl well, if, for instance, again, the same sort of thing, if you mirror the way this first innings of the day has gone and take early wickets as Islamabad United start the chase, then that keeps you in the game. So that is the situation here. First game of the day. Remember, it's a double header today here at the National Stadium. That's the situation with the chase still to come, of course. So before we start approaching that chase, let's just show you some highlights then of the way this first innings of the day has gone. Remember, Zalmi asked about first, no surprises there. Worst possible start as Tom Kohler-Cardinal dragged that on from outside the off stump, the nought in the first over. Early signs were the pitch was actually okay, a couple of deft shots, nice timing, and the ball was finding the gaps and finding the boundary. But then Yazir Khan underclubbed on this one. Deceived by the slower ball, just hoisted it in the air. Shadab takes the catch. Another mistiming here, this time from Hussein Talat. Again, another slower ball, so clever bowling. And Haider Ali as well. First ball from Shadab Khan, just drags it back onto the stumps. That was the shot that got Shafane Rutherford going. And with Shoaib Malik, they started together to rebuild things for the Zalmi. Both of them, of course, experienced players. Both of them know exactly what they're trying to do in this form of the game. And slowly but surely, the runs started to come. And that Rutherford power came out time and time again. Straight down the ground, away to the leg side. That was hoisted a long, long way into the stands. Almost a surprise when Shoaib Malik drove straight to Asif Ali at extra cover. Disappointment etched on his face. Just left the stage open for Shafane Rutherford to carry on his hitting. That was the way he got to 50. That's the way he slapped it over cover as well. One-handed this time. Ben Cutting, happy birthday Ben Cutting. Nearly took out Alim Dar. And that was the off-cutter that saw the end of Ben Cutting. Hassan Ali with his skills. And despite a largely good final over, that final ball sailed over long on for 6 as Rutherford left the field with that 70 of 46 to his name. Right, well, talking of cuttings, Mrs. Cutting is on the boundary edge.
Talk about a very happy birthday. First of all, he's going to bring his wife to work, and now he's going to talk cricket with me, which is more of a birthday present to me. Congratulations, babe. Obviously really difficult conditions out there at the end there, but do you reckon that's a decent score in order to defend later on?
I think so. It's a pretty good wicket when they bowled pace on, but when you took the pace off, it was a little bit variable. It stopped in the wicket a little bit. So obviously their spinners bowl well. They bowl really well at the start there, and that's probably what hampered us getting, 180, 190 on what is a pretty decent wicket.
You'd be happy to know that that one that did bowl you really did nip back, and it kept very low. And I have that on authority from your teammate from the Thunder, Daniel Sams, who's watching at home. But what sort of information are you going to feed back to your bowlers as to what worked on that wicket today?
I think particularly the one that I got out on, the way that Hassan Ali has been rolling his fingers over the ball the entire innings, not just when he got me out. They created the variable bounce, and he's such a good bowler. He's so good at that sort of thing. So our guys will think about that when it's our turn.
Now, obviously, we're in different bio bubbles, so this is as close as I can get to you on your birthday. I haven't got you a present because I can't shop, but I'm going to sing to you because you say I never sing. So,
no.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Ben, happy birthday to you. That's all I've got.
Thanks.
I have nothing else. I'm going to let you
That's
go
the
bowl.
first time she's sung to me in 8 years.
Yeah, you're going to pay for that. Anyway, we better let him go and warm up, unfortunately, because he's got a bowl, but thank you so much for your time.
Emotional reunion, the cuttings down on the
move to the off. Hanif Mohammad's son was in the ball. So
in one of the biggest rivalries
Shoaib Mohammad, their Hanif Mohammad's son, who's one of the best openers Pakistan have produced. Javed Miadar, Zahir Abbas. I mean, when you talk about batting, Karachi comes into your mind. They always produce really good batsmen. When you talk about bowling, fast bowling, Punjab comes into it. Not particularly Lahore, but Punjab's comes into your mind. A lot of fast bowlers have come through. Wasim Akram comes from Lahore, and then you go into the rural areas, you will see a lot of other fast bowlers come.
It is going to be fascinating to watch. We're all looking forward to that one, but we've got another game on at the moment. This is an important game. Islamabad United having their first outing today. 169 they need to get. They're going to have 20 overs, and they've got a couple of batsmen that are striding out right now who are very, very talented cricketers. Paul Sterling's been in very good form of late in the cricket he's been playing, and Alex Hales is someone we know is a fine cricketer and loves coming here to play in the Pakistan Super League, the HBL Pakistan Super League. So he'll be looking forward to this. They've been clicking their heels on the sidelines for a while. What do you think about that total, Buzzer?
You out there on the pitch and you thought this, well, it seemed like the ball's really coming onto the bat. Well, Ben Cuttingfield felt that maybe the cutters or the slow ones were holding up, but it's such a fast outfield. They'll do really, really well. I think they'll have to bowl out of the spin and field exceptionally well. Right now, I think, if you look at it, advantage Islamabad.
Well, I thought Islamabad fielded really well. They caught their catches, and they were throwing themselves all over the places. They made sure that the runs don't go out of their reach. 168, yes. Wahab was looking for that sort of total. He said in his interview that 170, 170 plus. He almost got that from 35 for 3 in the power play. You know, getting that 168, I think is a top effort.
Wahab is back. Here he goes. And he goes past the outside edge. First ball.
This is what he brings. He'll bowl those overs in the power play, bowl with the new ball. This one just angling across. Pace. He'll then come back with reverse swing. So whenever his team is in trouble, so he'll bowl the tough overs, power play, and in the middle, if you want a wicket, he'll bring himself back on, and in the end, at the back end, closing the innings off.
Yeah, it's not going to take Sterling too long before he has a dip at something, and he's done it, and he's picked up a boundary. Second ball, not looking to go there though.
Well, that's what these two are going to do. They're going to put Wahab under pressure. They believe that if you put back the captain under pressure, it's a different ball game then. Just saw the first delivery, the length, he picked it. He thought, okay, I'm going to come onto the front foot, maybe use my feet and try to hit it over the top. Got the edge, handy boundary. Good start.
A little bit shorter that time, looking to go towards the shorter boundary as well, Sterling.
Well, over the years, Wahab has bowled in the middle overs, even in the ODIs and also in T20 cricket. Last year, we saw him taking on the new ball. Not every time, but sometimes he feels that he's the one who's going to come up front and try to pick up wickets. He's learning the art of bringing the ball back into the right-hander. With his action, it is tough. It's not difficult. It's not easy because of his wrist position. But the odd one does come back.
Oh, that's beautifully played. That really is superbly played. Well controlled at the end. He was just missing a little bit with his feet, but he played it beautifully with his balance.
Lovely shot. Just lent on it. Look at the flow of that weight through that shot. That is quality. TikTok Super 4.
Where were the feet going? No feet at all. It was juicy half volley, no doubt about that. Had the room to play that shot, but did not move his feet at all.
And he's picked up another boundary. That's 3 fours already. Bang. Welcome back, Wahab Riaz.
They are in a bit of rush. That's what you're going to get with these two openers. They'll probably look to move around in the crease and try to unsettle the bowlers, and especially to Wahab. Very handy first over so far. Nowhere to go. You bowl outside the off stump, he'll thrash you through the cover, and then he'll just move to the offside and hit you on the onside.
Let's see what he's got now.
Nothing.
Slicing it past third man. That's another boundary. Hits the ball so ferociously. That is 4 fours in the over. 16 for none. We always say right at the start of an innings, a batting side needs to take advantage of the new ball if they can, if it's not doing a great deal, if there's anything that's a little bit loose. I'm not sure there was a great deal of looseness in that over. There was certainly some stuff that Sterling recognised. He certainly took full toll of it. What a start. Sahel Khan now. Hales is quite content just to look for one. Knight coming back for 2. Good running. Now it's time just to remind you that you can play at home. The TikTok Fans Player of the Match. You can vote on the TikTok app now to win exciting prizes. Terms and conditions apply. Get on Sterling. That'd be my tip.
With Islamabad United over the years, we've seen this particular brand of cricket that they play. They go hard at the bowling from start to finish. They pack their team with all-rounders as well, bat deep. But this has been their theory throughout these 7 seasons. Wakar has been coached there. They've been Wasim Akram also. But they've been able to succeed that way.
A little bit of extra bounce. He's got it away through around about 2.5 slips for 4.
So yes, they'll have an explosive start. They'll have openers on top who can really go after the bowling. This one not really in control, but it's gone to the fence. They're already into 22 of 8 deliveries. But this is what makes Islamabad United batting especially so watchable, that they'll be always attacking throughout those 120 deliveries.
Well, when you're defending this sort of total, you hope that this sort of delivery get you a wicket. It was a wonderful delivery, good length, just got big on Hills.
Was there an inside edge? Direct hit might have been interesting as well. Big scramble, big dive from Alex Hales.
Sohail Khan is suggesting that he got an inside edge. Big appeal though, but more than LBW, it was a run out which they were more worried about or thinking about. Fine delivery once again, right on the money. Just nip back a bit, they got an inside edge onto the pad.
Another thick edge, but it's vacant. It's vacant down there, just the buggy. But he's outside the playing arena.
Maybe he needs 2 slips. Then you're looking to defend that sort of total, you need to attack a bit more. Maybe put another slip in. Once again, the ball bounced a little bit. No third man.
Yeah, they give him room and he flashes hands at it, so it can flow anywhere. And just on that, Islamabad United, well, Hassan Ali coming in at number 10. So that is a big batting order. Mershan Delanga is no mug with the bat either. So they can afford to be aggressive from top to bottom, and that's exactly what they play. They make sure that the side is built that way.
Yeah, that is interesting with Shadab Khan also coming in so low, and also Ashraf.
Well, they're playing for the first time, so they want to send a message out that we're coming after you. Very aggressive. And both these batsmen known for their aggression. Big hitters of the ball.
Just a bit of communication there from Alex Hales, which is good to see. He just said the ball outside the line of off stump is just climbing a bit. He said the straighter ones are just keeping a little bit low, he said. So that's a bit of advice. That's always important to pass on to your partner. That's not going to worry Sterling too much.
You think he's going to listen to him?
He's not going to change his game.
That's the way he plays. Well, that bounce didn't really bother him at all.
Not one bit. We're just waiting to find out if it went all the way or not. Advertising cushion is out there. And it's hitting on the full. And that's 6 runs.
What a start. You can't ask for a better start. 33 without loss.
Yeah, all those deliveries just outside off stump, but because he's got such an array of shots, he's flashing his hands at them and then he walks across. He's a very, very dangerous player. We've seen this over the years. Fantastic for Ireland, fantastic in these leagues.
What a start, 2 overs, 33 for none. Some more Brighto fan of the match contenders. They look pretty pumped up in that region. This is going to be humming later tonight. 25% capacity, sold out. In case you missed that earlier, that's the last ball of the last over that went for 6, hitting that advertising cushion on the full. Straight into Go Lutlow on the advertising cushion. It's a little bit short, and that's gone for 4. They are in trouble at the moment. Peshawar.
Yeah, they're seriously under pressure, Zalmis. They've been forced to bring the spinners on, and the first delivery from Usman Qadir, well short. Hill sort of sitting back and hitting it through that mid-wicket region.
He picked up a couple of wickets actually when he came into the game the other day, the first game they played, Qadir, and that changed the focus of the game straight away. 2 wickets in his first over. Breezy out there right now. It's bowling to the shorter boundary leg side, and that's been stopped.
For a leg spinner, for a wrist spinner, it's difficult with the new ball. You don't really get a lot of grip on it. The revs don't really get down. With Imran Tahir, it's different because he'll rely on zooters and flippers and the straighter ones. But to actually get a leg spin going, it's quite an art because most leg spinners don't like it, don't like bowling with the new ball.
Hard down the ground, no one's going to catch that. 6 more. What a fine stroke again.
Well, it's not only the new ball, it's also the fear of having only 2 fielders outside the inner circle. And that's why he's just overcompensating, trying to bowl that googly, trying to bowl that magic delivery. And Paul Sterling picked him up beautifully. Wow.
He picked it perfectly too, the wrong one. As you called it, Waka, he picked it perfectly. So what's the change they've made? They put Long off in position, but then decided to change that and move Long off back into a mid off and mid on back to a long on, just to the right of screen. Oh, it's short again. Kreiser catch it on the bounce and 4.
All sorts of trouble. That was a quick delivery. Once again, short. Very expensive over. They're running away with it, Islamabad. Trying to bowl quickly. And pitched it short once again. Fielder couldn't stop that.
We can see the body language is not great. 17 off the last over. 15 off this over so far, and still 1 to go.
16 in the first over.
And 16 off the first over. They're chasing leather. Slicing that high. Is there a chance? Very, very good effort. The captain, very fine effort. Couldn't quite grab it. 50 on the board. 3 overs gone.
The dress is getting
Islamabad United are with a rocket. 3 overs, 50 for none. Sterling 34 off just 10 deliveries. Pat Brown now has a little bit of variety up his sleeve.
Well, before this over, Wahab was trying to look at his bowlers, and they're all just turning their face away from him. Young Pat has just come in. He's been given the responsibility. Look at that. That's another beautiful hit. That's the one he miscued. Actually, Wahab gave it a good try, but it was just a little bit too far from him. He was safely home at the end. Boom.
So they're only 50 after 3.2 overs. Islamabad United hold the record and most runs in the power play in HBL PSL, 97 against Quetta Gladiators. So a little bit off the boil. 97, yeah, you heard that right. You're not getting that old, Hayes. You're still hearing, seeing, all right.
Yeah, the shot that Woody has on red at the moment.
Well, they were chasing 137, I heard. And what happened after that? They just slow down a bit?
And they relaxed a bit. They had a cup of tea. It was Abu Dhabi. It's pretty hot, so they need to just cool down.
Yeah. We have seen so much in this HBL PSL. Good shooting, good bowling. We saw Naseem Shah the other day picking up 5 wickets. Good spell, good hustly spell. And now we're seeing some serious hitting.
And it's only match number 5. What was that? That's disappointing from Sterling.
Well, a poor over from Islamabad so far. Only 2 runs.
Yeah, but he's defended it.
I know. A couple of good deliveries, though. Just bowling those cutters, which Ben Cutting was talking about, that to need to bowl cutters. Well, they didn't really give them breather to come and think about the cutters.
Oh, it's burst through. That's going to be a sense of humour failure for Pat Brown, right there.
This was the last thing they were hoping or thinking about. Wasn't really a bad delivery, maybe a little leg side-ish, but a man on the square inside the circle allowed that ball to go for a boundary. Couldn't stop that. Went very, very quickly though.
How are these going, Captain? .56 for none. Islamabad United have got a leap over Peshawar Zalmi here. Look at those 3 overs. That is some scoring. The fourth was okay as well, if you look at the context of a white ball game. Going at 14 runs the over now. Again, looking towards that shorter boundary. Sahal Khan straight away says to his skipper, I want more protection out there if you can, because that's where Sterling's going.
Well, I don't think Sohail Khan has bowled badly. He's a little unlucky. The ball twice gone through that slip cord, and yes, he's looking to have another fielder on the onside. He's got a square leg back right on the boundary, and then he's got a wide-ish mid-wicket. That's the fielder I'm talking about. So no protection on the offside. Everyone on the offside is inside the circle. So the idea is to just sort of bring the ball back into him, ask him to play that pull shot or pick-up shot, and hoping on the short boundary that he'll miscue it and they pick up a wicket or two.
Just the 1 over from the leg spin of Kadir with not any protection really. Was costly. Hammered, but straight to the man at cover point.
It didn't go Zalmi's way today. Wahab wanted to bat first and losing early wickets put them back on the back foot very early in the game.
Oh, that is so well played. My goodness gracious me. That is a remarkable shot.
Well, he was setting himself to hit him on the onside. Saw a little bit room outside there. Watch that. There you go. The front leg is cleared. He was looking to go mid-wicket. Then he thought, no, I'll go offside. What a stroke. Open face of the bat. Hit it sweetly.
Just the one, cutting. .30 for 2 is where Zalmi were at this stage, compared to 62 for none. We've got a quick little stat we're going to have a look at. A DAFA HBL PSL fact. Alex Hale scored 1,297 runs in T20 cricket in 2021. His strike rate was 160.12. And I just heard him say, oh no, it looks like he's broken his bat.
Oh no.
Sterling hasn't. He's picked up another 4. These guys are on fire. 10 off that over, 5 gone. 66 for none now.
और यहाँ पर जिसे कहते हैं धुलाई सफाई और पिटाई सब कुछ हो रही है इस वक्त बॉलर्स की। पहले 5 ओवर्स में 67 रन बना दिए और उसमें 13.2 की औसत से स्कोर कर रहे हैं पॉल स्टर्लिंग, एलेक्स हेल्स। सांस लेने का मौका नहीं मिल रहा है बॉलर्स को। स्पिन भी ट्राई की, फास्ट बॉलर्स भी किए, लेकिन कुछ हाथ नहीं लग रहा। इसी स्टेज पर 31 पे 2 था पेशावर, बाद में रिकवरी थोड़ी हुई थी, लेकिन ये तो एफर्टलेस और बड़ी क्लीन हिटिंग है। यहाँ बड़ा ही सॉलिड आगाज किया है इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के दोनों ही ओपनर्स ने।
सिकंदर, गलती कहीं ना कहीं बॉलर्स की भी है। ठीक है, बहुत अच्छी बैटिंग जरूर की है दोनों ओपनर्स ने इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड, क्योंकि वो बिल्कुल मुख्तलिफ माइंडसेट के साथ आए हैं उस मैच को। पहला मैच खेल रहे हैं, जरा भी नहीं इस हार जीत का सोच रहे। पहला मैच है और दोनों ओपनर्स को पूरा लाइसेंस दिया हुआ है उन्होंने कि आप जाके खुलकर खेलें, और उसी तरीके से खेल रहे हैं दोनों ओपनर। किसी भी बॉलर को वो सेटल नहीं होने दे रहे दोनों तरफ। ये नहीं कि एक तरफ ही शॉटें लग रही हैं। ऑफ साइड, ऑन साइड, ज़ल्मी के बॉलरों ने सारी कोशिश कर देखी है। ये देखिए, इस दफा ये एक रह गया था शॉट जो अभी तक नहीं देखा था कि सामने नहीं लगी थी। पैट ब्राउन ने कोशिश जरूर की है, कटर्स भी करने की कोशिश की है, लेकिन आज बिल्कुल नहीं बन पा रही।
सीधा थ्रू द लाइन पैट ब्राउन बचे, फिर एहसन रजा, जोरदार शॉट जो गोली की तरह निकला और गया बाउंड्री लाइन की तरफ। कुछ इन्होंने बॉलिंग भी जो आपने जिक्र किया, ऑफ स्टंप के बाहर की जो गेंदों की बात करें, अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं कि थ्रोइंग देयर बैट एट इट, उन्होंने पूरा फायदा उठाया अपने आर्म्स को एक्सटेंड करके। और पावर प्ले में तो अपने लिए मुसीबत को बुलाना है अगर ऐसे करें आप, विट दे दें।
इस्लामाबाद के पास डेप्थ बड़ी है उनकी बैटिंग में। उनके जो ऑलराउंडिंग एबिलिटी जिसको कहते हैं उनकी, वो बहुत है। अगर देखा जाए तो शादाब, फहीम अशरफ, आसिफ अली, हसन, ये सब अच्छी बैटिंग कर सकते हैं। तो ऊपर के बैट्समैनों को तो खुली इजाजत है कि आप जाइए और अपने तरीके से खेलें, और यही तरीका इन दोनों बैट्समैनों का कि इसी तरीके से खेलते हैं। जरूरी नहीं कि आप इस्लामाबाद से खेल रहे हो, हवा में गेंद लेकिन बाउंड्री ही की तरफ जाएगी। सिर्फ
एक प्लान बिल्कुल साफ और क्लियर नजर आ रहा है। 30 यार्ड का जो ये सर्कल है, क्योंकि पावर प्ले चल रहा है, बस इसको क्रॉस करना है। बाकी काम इनके शॉट में कुव्वत और साथ में आउटफील्ड की तेजी। स्लो बॉल की कोशिश थी लेकिन तैयार थे बैकफुट पर एलेक्स हेल्स।
बेन कटिंग ने अपने इंटरव्यू में कहा था कि ये पिच ऐसी है कि जहां कटर्स करने पड़ेंगे, आहिस्ता करना पड़ेगा गेंद। मुझे नहीं लगता यहाँ आहिस्ता करना पड़ेगा। यहाँ तो इनसे बचना नामुमकिन है इस वक्त, क्योंकि लेंथ को अच्छा रीड कर रहे हैं दोनों। अगली सामने वाली टांग को क्लियर करते हैं और फिर इंतजार करते हैं कि आप कौन सी लेंथ पे बॉल करेंगे। मुश्किलात शोएब मलिक के लिए, मुश्किलात वहाब के लिए, ऑल्दो पिछला मैच जीते हुए हैं, खासी दिख रही हैं इस वक्त।
सभी बॉलर्स को, इनफैक्ट वहाब रियाज कप्तान है, जल्मी के पहले ही ओवर्स में उनको 4 चौके लगा के 16 रन से आगाज किया। वहीं से प्रेशर डाल दिया फील्डिंग साइड पर एलेक्स हेल्स और पॉल स्टर्लिंग ने। डिफरेंट एंगल क्रिएट किया। आइडिया बुरा नहीं है ये, राइट हैंडेड बैट्समैन को थोड़ा सा और उनके एंगल को क्लोज इन करने के लिए राउंड द विकेट आ गए हैं पैट।
आइडिया सिर्फ यही रह गया था। आइडिया बुरा सही का तो मुझे नहीं मालूम, उनके पास आइडिया ही खत्म हो गए थे। तो क्या कर सकते थे कि चलिए अराउंड द विकेट ट्राई करें। ये बॉल थोड़ा सा नीचा रहा। पैट ब्राउन बिल्कुल भी अपनी पेस को यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ क्या कर रहे हैं कि कटर्स थोड़ा दूर फेंकने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और अगर जरा सा पीछे गिर गया तो फिर कुछ भी हो सकता है। खैर इस दफा आगे गिरा और एक और चौका लगा दिया। 12 रन हुए हैं इस ओवर में पैट ब्राउन के, 78 पे कोई नुकसान नहीं।
पावर प्ले का इख्तिताम हुआ, अलीमडार का इशारा, और ये सबसे एक्सपेंसिव पावर प्ले साबित हुआ है अब तक के मैचेस में HBL PSL 7th एडिशन में। 78 बगैर किसी नुकसान के इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड अपने पहले ही मैच में अपनी अथॉरिटी को स्टैम्प करते हुए। उस्मान कादिर और स्टर्लिंग सामने, इनसाइड आउट, मौका है यहाँ पे विकेट का, लेकिन पहले बाउंस पे लेना बेहतर समझा यहाँ पे हुसैन तलत ने। गए तो थे कैच के लिए, उस्मान बिल्कुल खुश नहीं।
मुझे उम्मीद है कि उस्मान कादर, क्योंकि अब पावर प्ले खत्म हो गया है, तो थोड़ा सा सुकून में होंगे, थोड़ा सांस लेंगे, क्योंकि फील्ड खुल गई है तो बेहतर बॉलिंग करेंगे। पहला गेंद हवा में गया, थोड़ा बॉल भी थोड़ा सॉफ्ट हो चुका है, या बिल्कुल थोड़ा गेंद नीचे रहा, थोड़ा सा आहिस्ता किया हुआ गेंद। पावर प्ले में बॉलिंग स्पिनर के लिए, स्पेशली उस्मान कादर जैसे स्पिनर के लिए मुश्किल होती है। ब्राइटो पेंट्स मैस्कॉट वो भी लुत्फानंदोज हो रहे हैं।
ओ, ज्यादा दूर नहीं थी गेंद। उस्मान कादिर ने बाईं तरफ डाइव करके कोशिश जरूर की, थोड़ा डबल माइंडेड लगे इस मौके पर। हेल्स पूरा नहीं किया शॉट को, ये सॉरी स्टर्लिंग।
यह बॉल इतना स्पिन नहीं हुआ, थोड़ा नीचा जरूर रहा। एफर्ट भी थी उस्मान कादिर की, लेकिन गेंद थोड़ा सा उनसे दूर था, फासले पर था। विकेट चाहिए होगी जल्मी को, एक नहीं 2-3 विकेटें चाहिए होगी ऊपर नीचे, लेकिन इस तरह की बॉलिंग से नहीं मिलेंगी विकेटें।
अच्छा ओवर भी किया था उस्मान ने, ऐसा लग रहा था कि वो जल्दी खत्म करना चाह रहे हैं अपना ओवर, और कंसिस्टेंटली इन्होंने देखा पिछले मैच में भी कि उन्होंने 1-2 हाफ ट्रैकर्स भी ऑफर किए हैं एक ही ओवर में।
यहाँ पे सिकंदर, ओवर जब पिटाई होनी शुरू होती है तो जल्दी नहीं खत्म होता, मैच जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है। ये अच्छा बॉल, लेकिन उठाकर खेल दिया है, बहुत ही बड़ा चक्का। गालिबन ये बॉल छत पे चला गया है, हालांकि गेंद बुरा नहीं था, आगे किया हुआ गेंद था, और इसके साथ ही HBL PSL में ये 50वां चक्का।
वहां रियाज सिर्फ नीचे देख सकते हैं, उनके पास अब हरबे खत्म होते हुए एक घुटने पर आकर बिल्कुल गेंद के नीचे आए, इतनी एलिवेशन दे दी बॉल को कि वो छत पर चली गई नेशनल स्टेडियम के। 87 मीटर का ये छक्का, ऑलमोस्ट
Come on, lads!
चार हो सकता है, कोशिश जरूर है लेकिन नाकामयाब होगी यहां पर। आखिरी 2 गेंदों पे 10 रन दे दिए, 92 बगैर किसी नुकसान के। कप्तान ने जिम्मेदारी खुद ली है। पॉल स्टर्लिंग ने अभी अभी अपनी निफ्ट सेंचुरी मुकम्मल की पिछले ओवर में, एक छक्का और एक चौका लगाकर। शानदार बैटिंग देखिए, 18 गेंदों पर सिर्फ 7 चौके 3 छक्के। डिलीवरी स्ट्राइड में स्लिप हुए वहाब रियाज, ऐसी लगा कि उनका जो है बैक लेग जो है स्लिप हुआ है, लेकिन थोड़ी तकलीफ में नजर आते हैं।
ये कोई अच्छे सीन नहीं है, बिल्कुल अच्छे सीन नहीं है। जिस तरीके से वहाब गिरे हैं, पिच डेफिनेटली कई दफ़ा थोड़ी स्लिपरी होती है और आपका पैर कई दफ़ा जो नेल्स हैं वो ज़मीन में नहीं धंसते तो आप स्लिप हो जाते हैं। और स्पेशली वहाब जैसा जिसका बड़ा पावरफुल एक्शन और बड़ी पावरफुल रनअप हो, वो इस तरह हो सकता है और बहुत डेंजरस भी हो सकता है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि ज़्यादा चोट नहीं लगी इस टाइम, डेफिनेटली तकलीफ में है। पैरों को कुछ नहीं हुआ, टांगों को कुछ नहीं। आई थिंक मुझे लगता है कि शायद बाजू ज़मीन पे ज़ोर से लगा है, उससे शायद कोई तकलीफ हो।
ये ऐसे ही महसूस हो रहा है कि शायद इनका जो बॉडी का वेट है, इनके बाएं बाजू बॉलिंग आर्म जो है उस पर आया है, जिसकी वजह से काफ़ी तकलीफ में नज़र आ रहे हैं। बेस्ट तरीका यही है कि ज़्यादा मूवमेंट ना करें और असेस करें उसको टीम के फिजियो।
बहुत ख़तरनाक हो सकता है, लेकिन अच्छी बात यह है कि अपने पैरों पर हैं वहाब, ये अच्छी न्यूज़ है। और हो सकता है कि बाहर चले जाएं, क्योंकि और चले जाना भी चाहिए। ये देखिए, इसकी मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, कई दफ़ा पैर, बल्कि इस दफ़ा तो उनका नेल जल्दी फंस गया। हालांकि नेल नॉर्मली जब फंसता नहीं है तो बंदा स्लिप होता है। इस दफ़ा जो ही वो जंप लेना चाहते थे, उनके जो पैर आगे जाना चाहिए था उसका नेल फंसा, जिसकी वजह से ऑफ बैलेंस हुए और गिरे। ज़्यादा ख़तरनाक हो सकता था, कोई शक नहीं है इसमें। अच्छी बात यह है कि वहाँ बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, कोई मुश्किल। मैं इस पैर की बात, यहाँ तक तो ठीक था, यहाँ तक ठीक था। ये अगला पैर देखिए, ये फंसा है जिसकी वजह से वो आगे जा ही नहीं सके और वहीं पर ही गिरे। लकीली कोई घुटने को तकलीफ नहीं आई, कोई एंकल को तकलीफ नहीं आई, शोल्डर ठीक है। गिरने से थोड़ी बहुत चोट ज़रूर लगी है, लेकिन कोई खुदा न खास्ता ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई चीज़ टूटी हो, क्योंकि इस तरह के गिरने से, इतने ज़ोर से गिरने से, इतनी फोर्स से गिरने से आपका, ये अगले पैर को देखिएगा, यहाँ ये पैर, हालांकि ये पैर उठना चाहिए था और इसको आगे जाना चाहिए था, और वो पैर वहीं फंसा, क्योंकि वो जो नेल आप देख रहे हैं पैरों के नीचे, वो वहाँ फंसे, जिसकी वजह से वो पैर आगे नहीं गया तो अपने ही वजन से आगे गिरे।
आप बेहतर इस चीज़ को एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं। यूजुअली हम देखते हैं वहाब को कि आखिरी जो फाइनल स्टेप्स होते हैं डिलीवरी स्ट्राइड से, वो जरा थोड़े ऐसे लगते हैं ज़्यादा आउट स्ट्रेच हैं, एज इफ ही इस ट्राइंग के वो पॉपिंग क्रीज तक पहुंचे। ये इनका अपना एक स्टाइल है। नो बॉल्स भी काफ़ी एक इशू आया था एक टाइम पे, लेकिन वो कर्व हो गया, लेकिन आखिरी कुछ चंद स्टेप्स लगते हैं एक्स्ट्रा स्ट्रेच्ड।
सिकंदर, फास्ट बॉलिंग का ये मंत्रा होता है कि अगर आप रेगुलर बॉलिंग करते रहें तो इस तरह के इशू नहीं आते। 9 दिन के बाद वो कमरे से निकले हैं, कोविड की सिचुएशन में ही वो घिरे हुए थे, और उसके बाद अगर आप कहें कि जी मैं 9 दिन के बाद आते ही पहले दिन ही बॉलिंग करूं और बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग करूं, तो मुश्किल काम है। इसीलिए मैं समझता हूं, क्योंकि नॉर्मली यहाँ पे उनको उठना चाहिए था, क्योंकि बॉलिंग नहीं कर रखी और इतने रिदम में नहीं है, तो वो क्योंकि वो उठे नहीं है तो अगला पैर निकला नहीं है, वरना अगले पैर को तो ऊपर जाना चाहिए था और आगे जाना चाहिए था। तो मैं समझता हूं कि लैक ऑफ बॉलिंग जो थी ना उसकी वजह से ये हुआ है, वरना ये पैर जो है देखिए, हालांकि अगला पैर तो इस तरीके से जाता ही नहीं है, इसको उठना चाहिए था। वैसे मैंने ऐसा कभी देखा नहीं है क्रिकेट में, कभी किसी को इस तरीके से नहीं गिरते। मैंने बहुत दफा देखा है कि पैर मुड़ जाता है, फुट होल्स में फंस जाता है, गिर जाते हैं आप, लेकिन इस तरह नहीं कभी देखा कि दोनों पैर नहीं निकले हों। शायद ओवर थ्रो मिले, लेकिन एलेक्स हेल ने मना किया।
थोड़े से उस फॉल को हम देखते रॉन्ग फुटेड भी ऐसा लग रहा था हो गए थे, लेकिन अब आप बताएं एज अ बॉलर कितना बैक ऑफ द माइंड चलता है कि मेरा जूता फंसा है, या मैं कभी ऐसा होता है कि स्लिप हो जाता है फ्रंट फुट आपका जो पॉपिंग क्रीज पे जाता है, उससे आपकी लेंस बिगड़ जाती है।
देखिए मैं समझता हूं कि वहाब की हिम्मत है कि अभी बॉल कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि चोट की बात नहीं है, यहाँ रनआउट की मौका था। मैं ये नहीं कहता कि ये जिस तरीके से गिरे हैं कि उनको चोट लगी है, अच्छी बात है, ये उनके लिए भी अच्छी बात है, ज़ल्मी के लिए भी अच्छी बात है, पाकिस्तान के लिए भी अच्छी बात है। ये कैच निकला जरूर था, शायद थोड़ा सा आगे गिरा फील्डर से, लेकिन जब आप एक दफा गिर जाते हैं और उसके बाद उस ओवर को मुकम्मल करना, क्योंकि आपके दिमाग में वो एक चीज चल रही होती है कि मेरा नेल फंसा है, अब मैं क्या करूं, तो उसमें से निकलना और आके फिर बॉलिंग स्ट्रेट वे करना वो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है, अपने दिमाग को तैयार करना उसके लिए। बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि वहाब उस मुश्किल में नहीं है, दिमागी मुश्किल में नहीं है।
राना बॉल कर दिया है पॉल स्टर्लिंग और एलेक्स हेल्स ने। फास्टेस्ट 50 की अगर बात करें HBL PSL में तो ये ज्यादा दूर नहीं, तीसरे नंबर पे 18 गेंदें, 75 गेंदें, 75 रन। विकेट्स चाहिए और काफी ज्यादा, और स्लो बॉल की थी, स्पिन हो गया कीपर से, उस हाथों में नहीं आई बॉल। इनफैक्ट अगर आप ऐसी सिचुएशन में आ जाए जब रन बॉल हो जाए T20 में, तो फिर तो आप एज अ बॉलिंग यूनिट ऑल आउट करने की सोचते हैं, बचाना फिर मुश्किल हो जाता है। आप देख सकते हैं नया पाकिस्तान सेहत कार्ड, दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा सेहत का निज़ाम। हर शहरी खानदान सालाना 10 लाख रुपए तक की किसी भी निजी या सरकारी अस्पताल में इलाज करा सकता है, वो भी बिल्कुल मुफ्त। स्लोअर बाउंसर, जाने दिया बॉल को, प्रेशर में रहा है इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड की इस ओपनिंग पेयर ने जो किया है ज़ल्मी के साथ आज, इसमें काफ़ी प्रेशर रहा है बॉलर्स पे, संभलने का मौका दिया नहीं। अभी तक कोई ऐसा हमने देखा नहीं है सेशन आया हो या कोई ऐसा कोई ओवर आया हो जहां कहे कि ये ओवर ज़ल्मी को गया है। हर ओवर में ही बड़े शॉट्स लगे हैं, 15 चौके और 3 छक्के ऑलरेडी लग चुके हैं कंपेयर टू 19 चौके 4 छक्के पूरी इनिंग्स के ज़ल्मी के। अच्छी गेंद, फिर स्लो, और इस बार कीपर के थ्रू 4 रन हासिल हो गए। कुछ भी सही नहीं जा रहा ज़ल्मी के लिए इस वक्त, इस चौके के साथ 99 बगैर किसी नुकसान के। तिरपन 21 गेंदों पर स्टर्लिंग, 41-27 गेंदों पर एलेक्स हेल्स। अब 70 चाहिए 72 गेंदों पर। उस्मान कादिर अपना तीसरा ओवर करने आए हैं, 31 दे चुके हैं अभी तक।
उस्मान कादिर को ये अपना मसला हल करना पड़ेगा। पिछले मैच में हालांकि इन्होंने विकेटें ली, जरूर ली, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि थोड़ा सा गेंद ये पीछे करते हैं। अच्छी जगह पे गेंद इनका नहीं गिरता है। ये जो पिछले मैच की आखिरी गेंद स्पिन हुई और टांगों के बीच में से कीपर गए। अब ये गेंद ज्यादा फुल था, जो अच्छी लेंथ पे, जो रेगुलर बेसिस पे उस्मान कादर को बॉलिंग करनी पड़ेगी।
इनके 31 रन जो इन्होंने दिए हैं पिछले ओवर तक, उसका अगर आप वैगन व्हील निकालें तो ज्यादातर इनकी हिट्स मिड विकेट रीजन में लगी हैं। इसका मतलब लेंथ जो है वो बिल्कुल शॉर्ट हो रही है। ये बेहतर बॉल था, इसी को कंसिस्टेंटली अगर गिरा सकें। 100 रन मुकम्मल हो गए हैं इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड के 9वें ओवर में।
देखिए इस तरह का गेंद अगर गिरेगा तो अगर इस पे छक्का भी लगेगा तो कप्तान भी नहीं माइंड करेगा, लेकिन जब आप आगे पीछे ये देखें, ठीक है, दैट्स ओके, क्योंकि बॉल बुरा नहीं था, अच्छी लेंथ पे जरूर था, लेकिन क्योंकि वो इस टाइम स्काई हाई हैं, इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड बहुत हवा में उड़ रहे हैं, वो किसी चीज को बख्श नहीं रहे हैं, लेकिन बॉल बुरा नहीं था।
अगेंस्ट स्पिन खेला और जैसा आपने कहा कि कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल इतना हाई है कि बैक कर रहे हैं अपने आप को दोनों। इनकी रीच भी अच्छी खासी है, 6 फुट से ज्यादा इनका कद है। फ्रंट फुट को बिल्कुल आउट स्ट्रेच करके इन्होंने बॉल के नीचे आने में कोई कमी नहीं छोड़ी।
इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड चाहेगी कि यह मैच जितनी जल्दी खत्म किया जाए, क्योंकि इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड बहुत नंबर्स पर भी खेलते हैं। मुझे अभी भी याद है, मैं इनका हिस्सा था, डीन जोन्स हेड कोच थे और उनके साथ मैं काम किया, और वो यही कहते थे कि जब आपके हाथ में चीज आए उसको निकलने ना दो। तो पार्टी लाउंज बड़ी ही अच्छी जगह है, हमने तारिक सईद साहब को भेजा है, उधर अभी तक पहुंचे नहीं है।
आपने विकेट लेने के लिए भेजा उनको चाय के लिए, क्योंकि यहाँ विकेट्स चाहिए। फिर वही हाफ ट्रैकल बचत हो गई इस बार, फिर आखिरी गेंद पर पैट ब्राउन ने सिर्फ सिंगल ही दिलवाया। 109 पे कोई विकेट नहीं। इस स्टेज पर 46 पे 4 आउट थे पेशावर के, तो मुआवजा या मुकाबला करें तो है ही नहीं कहीं। 109 बगैर किसी नुकसान के 9 ओवर में 12.11 की औसत है जिससे ये खेल रहे हैं दोनों। एलेक्स हेल्स और पॉल स्टर्लिंग, बड़ी शानदार बॉलिंग की, लाजवाब कर दिया है इस अटैक को। अब बॉलिंग में तब्दीली आ गई है फार एंड से, और चॉइसेस अब खत्म होती जा रही हैं। हुसैन तलत को बुलाया गया है। एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिस जरूर हुई थी, वहाब रियाज ने कैच ड्रॉप किया था पहले ओवर में उस्मान कादिर के, और उसके बाद उसकी सजा भरपूर तरीके से दी है दोनों बैट्समैन ने।
इस्लामाबाद को भी देखा था कि जब बहुत मुश्किल में होते थे तो हुसैन तल्लत की तरफ जाते थे। अब हुसैन तल्लत ज़ाल्मी में आ गए हैं, तो वही इनके साथ बर्ताव इधर भी हो रहा है कि जब गेम और हालात हाथ से निकल जाते हैं तो फिर हुसैन तल्लत को कहा जाता है कि आके बॉल करे, और अच्छा सक्सेस मिला है इनको इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड में। इन्होंने अपनी बॉलिंग से भी मैचेस जितवाए हुए हैं, अच्छे ऑलराउंडर हैं। पिछले मैच में बैटिंग बड़ी उम्दा की, लेकिन आज ना कर सके, और अब बॉलिंग में उनको दोबारा लाया गया है। तो इस सिचुएशन में बॉलिंग भी आसान नहीं होगी। अगर यहाँ विकेट दिला सकें ज़ाल्मी को, किसी तरीके से थोड़ा सा मैच वापस खींचा जाए, क्योंकि रन्स और बॉलों में कोई ख़ास फ़र्क नहीं है अभी, बल्कि गेंदें ज़्यादा मुहैया हैं।
वैसे इस फॉर्मेट में बड़ा मुश्किल होता है, अगर बैटिंग साइड इतने ताबड़तोड़ हमले कर दे तो आपका उठना एक तरह से नामुमकिन हो जाता है। 58 चाहिए 64 गेंदों पे, 75%, 80% स्कोर हो चुका है, विकेट भी कोई नहीं गिरा। तो यहाँ फील्डिंग कप्तान सोचे भी तो कहे कि मैं अगर 3 विकेट्स भी यहाँ ले लूँ तो शायद तब भी कैचअप ना कर पाऊँ इस फॉर्मेट में, गेम में।
क्या करियर है। मैं हमेशा T20 में स्ट्राइक रेट पे नजर रखता हूँ। 146 से ऊपर का स्ट्राइक रेट, 9000 से ऊपर रन्स। बड़ी बदकिस्मती है कि इन्होंने इंग्लैंड के लिए ज्यादा नहीं खेला, थोड़े शरारती रहे हैं अपने करियर में, जिसकी वजह से इंग्लैंड ने इनको साइडलाइन किया हुआ है। क्योंकि मेरे मुताबिक जो मैंने T20 अराउंड द लीग्स देखी है, बहुत ही उम्दा खेलते हैं। सुपर ओवर ये हम रोज देखते हैं और ये एक्शन बुरा नहीं है। वेल, हम कुछ तो हमने वट्टे देखे हैं, J. सुपर ओवर, लेकिन ये एक्शन काफी साफ था।
आपने जिक्र किया इंग्लैंड की वाइड बॉलिंग। T20 फॉर्मेट में बड़े ऑप्शंस हैं, स्पॉइल्ड फॉर चॉइसेस जिसको कहते हैं। तेजी से सिंगल, डायरेक्ट हिट। पॉल स्टर्लिंग सोच रहे थे कि मैं पहुंच जाऊंगा, इनफैक्ट गिव अप कर चुके थे। बस यही उम्मीद थी उनकी कि डायरेक्ट हिट ना हो, और वो हो गई।
और यही तरीका था इनमें से किसी के आउट होने का, क्योंकि और तो कोई मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही थी कि किस तरीके से इनको ज़ल्मी वाले आउट करेंगे। थोड़ा सा गेंद तेजी से गया, टाइम मिल गया वहाब को, और बाउंस भी अच्छा मिला, और अच्छी थ्रो वहाब की विकेटों को लगी। पॉल स्टर्लिंग गिव अप कर गए थे, भागने की कोशिश ही नहीं की। पता था उनको कि अगर विकेटों को लगा तो मैं गया, और गए। 112 पे 1।
रामानुल्लाह गुरबाज अफगानिस्तान के लिए ओपन करते हैं। यंगस्टर, बड़े ही जबरदस्त अटैकिंग बैट्समैन है ये। रीसेंट परफॉर्मेंसेस इनकी लीग क्रिकेट में और इसके अलावा कंट्री के लिए भी बड़ी शानदार रही हैं। और आए हैं यहां, देखिए ऐसे पॉल स्टर्लिंग दौड़ रहे हैं लेकिन फिर रुकते हैं कि अगर मिस हुई हिट तो मुझे बॉल लग सकता है। उन्होंने गिव अप कर दिया। ये एक ही ऐसा तरीका था जैसे आपने कहा आउट करने का शायद।
बड़ी तारीफ सुनी है गुरबाज की। टिकटॉक फैंस प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच वोट कर सकते हैं आप इस ऐप पर जाकर, और प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच पे अपॉर्चुनिटी है इनामात जीतने की।
इनको भी जीतना जरूरी है। कराची किंग्स स्टेडियम में दाखिल होते हुए, और इनका मुकाबला है भी आज कांटे का, क्योंकि ये HBL PSL की सबसे बड़ी राइवलरी, कराची वर्सेस लाहौर।
देखिए, मैं समझता हूं आज वसीम अकरम के आने से एक इंस्पिरेशन मिलेगी। अगर मोहम्मद आमिर खेलेंगे तो आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं एक जान जरूर फूकी जाएगी कराची में। होम ग्राउंड है और सारा स्टेडियम में जितनी कैपेसिटी है उसकी टिकटें भी बिक चुकी हैं। बड़ा मैच है आज, बड़ी राइवलरी है, और लाहौर भी आज बंद होगा मुझे लगता है आज शाम में। कराची की सड़कें भी सुनसान होंगी, लोग अभी से आना शुरू हो गए हैं। बड़ा मैच, बड़ी तवक्को है दोनों टीमों को। कराची को उठाना पड़ेगा अपने आप को, लाहौर को भी, लेकिन लाहौर अभी तक एक मैच हारी है, तो उनके पास कहीं ना कहीं सोच और अपॉर्चुनिटी जरूर है कि ओके कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन कराची मुश्किल में। 113 पे 1।
Well, the comparisons don't really bear up, do they? 56 still needed. A few less needed now, 4 less needed now. That's straight down the ground and so well struck.
Yeah, that'll be 52. 52 in no time. So easy for Hales. He's played superbly, he really has. Slower delivery, just waited a little bit extra. He's seen these slow deliveries from Pat Brown before. Slight adjustment and then hammered it. One bounce.
Even slower this time. Takes all the pace off the ball, takes all the pace out of the shot as well, but no problems there. Hales is in complete command as we speak.
I wondered briefly about the surface. All doubt cast away.
It's very good of you to admit it, Pommy. I mean, they were halfway through the Peshawar Zalmi innings saying, well, all these slow balls, it's not coming on. You know, there's a wonder about the pitch.
Oh, David.
It's a cruel game, isn't it, up here?
It is.
There's absolutely no mercy given whatsoever.
Unforgiving.
We've always got to wait till the side batting second has a bit of a crack at it.
Or about 20 of the LED lights punched out in the scoreboard, signboards.
No, you're right. This certainly shows there's been no problems with the pitch in this second part of the game. Pitch will be used again later as well for that big clash between Lahore and Karachi, who've both amassed 0 points so far in the competition.
That 25% that is going to be here, all fully vaccinated, that's sold out. So if you were thinking about coming down, just letting you know that.
Just a fraction early on that with the shot. Well, not the best day for Wahab Riaz. Back in the side, having missed out on the first game. Expensive, the one over he's bowled. Tripping over, sorry, tripping over the first bowler he bowled. Tripping over in his second spell. Looks as though he might even tripped his way out of the game for a moment. And his side are in danger of coming second by a distance.
He keeps holding that rib of his too, by the way. I hope he's okay. He got up holding his wrist. Now he's been grabbing his rib for the last 15-20 minutes.
That's chipped onto the onside, but it'll drop a good 10 metres in from those fielders. Or the man out at deep mid-wicket. 122 for 1.
What is 7 required? And time for our Hamare heroes. Yeah, and today we'll get there. Yeah, no problem. Enat Arif is a 21-year-old jiu-jitsu martial artist and has been doing that for the last 3 years. She is 2 times national and 2 times international champion. Competing in the 5th Asian Jiu-Jitsu Championship in 2021. She won bronze in adults show women, adults duo women, and adults show mix. She is the gold medalist of the World Jiu-Jitsu E-Tournament 2021. Won a silver medal in CM National Cup 2021 in judo. Finished 33rd in the National Games 2019. Let's hear from her.
मेरा नाम कायनात आरिफ है। मैं नेशनल जिजिक्सो एथलीट हूँ। मैंने 2021 में वर्ल्ड जिजिक्सो ई टूर्नामेंट में गोल्ड मेडल हासिल किया और इसके अलावा 5th जिजिक्सो एशियन चैम्पियनशिप में 3 ब्रॉन्ज मेडल हासिल किए डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज में।
In the intervarsity games in Wushu, she won a gold medal. In the Sin Games in 2019, she won gold in Jiu-Jitsu and Nawaza and a silver medal in Judo.
फ्यूचर प्लान्स में जिजिक्सो और मार्शल आर्ट्स की इंटरनेशनल चैम्पियनशिप में पाकिस्तान को रिप्रेजेंट करना और पाकिस्तान के लिए गोल्ड मेडल हासिल करना है। जिजिक्सो एक सेल्फ डिफेंस आर्ट है, तो आप लोग मेरी तरह जिजिक्सो को सीखें और मैं चाहती हूँ कि हमारे मुल्क के नौजवान लड़के और लड़कियाँ इस गेम को सीखें और अपने सेल्फ डिफेंस को और बेहतर बनाएं।
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Kainat Arif. Inverex Humare Heroes. I'm a fan of Jiu-Jitsu, actually. Not that I'm any good at grappling and all that.
Yeah, well done. Kanat, well done. Terrific. Martial arts, very big sport in this part of the world.
Yeah, my little man does Jiu-Jitsu.
Does he?
12-year-old, yeah, the under.
One day he's going to take you out, Pommy.
Dabbed away, fine, beats the fielder by some distance, runs away ever so quickly for another 4. Alex Hales just has a shot, it seems, pretty much each and every delivery.
Yeah, Tullett did pretty well those first 4 balls. Then that one just a little bit wide, but eased away. He's playing so well, Alex Hales. So suddenly this over now catapults to 8 with still 1 ball to go. They have been so good in chasing this down. There's that drone, been providing a lot of the aerial shots. And that one.
No pressure for that final delivery, just nudges the one straight down the ground. Keeps the strike. Now it's going to be the timeout. 12 overs gone, 131 for 1 it is. The signal is made, which signals indeed the Tapal Danadati strategic timeout. And I don't think it'll make a jot of difference, to be honest. Well, they've had their time to have a drink, talk tactics, work out what happens next. Islamabad United are 131 for 1. They need 38 runs in 48 balls. And the only extraordinary way out of this for the Zalmi is to take 9 wickets in that time. This has been a masterclass from both opening batsmen, actually, but we'll have a look at Alex Hales, who's the man still there, 64 not out from 41. Supremely good one-day player, either 50 overs or 20 overs or anything in between or anything less. He manoeuvres himself around the crease so well, and he strikes the ball so perfectly. And one of the keys to that is just the way he gets his hands free. This keeps the balance good, gets the weight into each and every shot, and he does hit it some huge distances. So he's the man in charge here. Islamabad United are the team in charge here at the moment. And you'd have to say the task from here on in should be incredibly easy. Wahab Riaz.
Ten fours and a 6 to Alex Hales, and what they have done, both him and Paul Sterling, they took full advantage of that short boundary. Sterling in particular, right from the first over, was looking to go leg side whenever he could when he was batting at the same end that Hales is batting on at the moment.
Just say hello to each and every one of you around the world who might be tuning into this broadcast from Karachi. All around the globe you can access the PSL, the HBL PSL 7. Singers will do it. There is that thing we were talking about yesterday about net run rate. Always helps to find your targets quickly. Just to remind you about the Parkview City contest for HBL PSL 7. You answer the question, get a chance to win a house at the end of it. Each and every day there's a winner who gets a mobile phone.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking beauty.
And with that Parkview City quiz, the question today is this: which team has yet to win? Or, put another way, hasn't won HBL PSL yet? You can either read it or interpret it. The answer will be exactly the same. Say, one of our number, Sikander Bakhsh, is short of a phone. His broke yesterday, but he can't enter the competition.
Oh, why not?
Well, he's working on the broadcast. You know, he's part of the broadcast team, therefore no inside influence, friends, family. So we need a willing volunteer out there to enter the competition, win it, and donate their new iPhone to Sikander.
I thought you were going to say a house.
No, I want the house.
Sorry, my mistake, of course.
And Sikander can have the phone, that's fine.
Sikander will be totally lost. 135 for 1.
Well, the chase is indeed going very smoothly. Now the Tapal Danadar lounge. That's very straightforward. There's one man doing it. Alex Hales at this stage leading the way. What a show indeed it has been from Islamabad United. Both with the ball earlier, keeping the first innings total down. And now with the bat, spectacular stuff with the bat. Beautifully struck, but well fielded, well... Oh, did it just, or did it not? Hard to tell from there. It looks as though he'd done a great job there. But they might just... Will they check it? Who knows? That stage looked good. Then you just get that little bit of extra momentum, and well done. Well done.
Hussain Talat, very well done. He's just pulled up a bit here, Alex Hales. What's he done to himself now? We've had one go down. That was Wahab Riaz. Alex Hales just limping around a little bit at the moment at the non-striker's end. Let's hope he's okay.
Let's have a look. He hurried through all right. Not a good Yorker's been bowled here. Yeah, there are signs that something's slightly amiss with Alex Hales, and he's running between the wickets now.
I wonder if he perhaps hit his foot with his bat. I don't know, with that attempted Yorker from Ben Cutting.
Very good Yorker it was.
The birthday boy's getting a few of them out at the moment.
Now it is. That one was a little shorter, a little slower. Shot was therefore on. More cleanly hit. Could have been a catch in the deep. As it was a one bounce to out to deep mid wicket. Do you know that Mrs. Cutting forgot to bring him a present? Ben Cutting's birthday today, and she had to admit earlier on in the break that she hadn't got him a present.
Disgraceful.
Said she couldn't go shopping in Karachi. Buy one before you leave. Bring one with you. 142 for one.
Yeah, it's called planning, I think.
Well, half a thought as to whether that was above waist height in the stance. They've let it go. It was marginally below. Alex Hales looks fine, doesn't he? Laughing and joking, just quizzing whether that last ball was in fact above or below waist height. Quietly asked, any chance of review? No was the answer. Not needed. Well stopped. There was a comeback, by the way, on the birthday present thing. Mrs. Cutting, Erin, the lovely Erin, had a mission. She did actually, the reason she couldn't bring a present was she had to bring Ben some new boots that had been left behind. And he ordered 2 new pairs of boots. And she got it spot on with 2 right boots. Yeah. So she presented both right boots, and someone will have to go and get the left boots. Swung away, but just the one.
The other part of that also is they were bowling boots, and they were both about size 13, so she had no room for her clothes once she packed his to one-sided boots.
Do you know, it's hard enough being a bowler. You know what they say? Very tough to get good help.
could say she didn't cut it, I guess.
Hey.
Oh, that's helicoptered high and long, and there it goes, all the way for 6.
Get the blades out. 150 on the board. Take a piece of this. Galutlo, 20,000 Pakistan rupees for this shot. This deserves more than that, I think. What a shot. Whoosh.
Yeah, take a picture. Love the pose. Not me.
That's extraordinary, isn't it? Short ball this time, and that's going to get pretty much the same result. All counts the same. 6 followed by 6. Just entertaining different parts of the crowd.
More conventional the shot, but just as effective. It's a beautiful pull shot. Oh, look at that. He can play, Gurbaz, and is showing us his array of shots here. That's a fantastic pull shot for 6.
They look like giving their net run rate a nice little boost here right at the start of this tournament for them. 2 balls away from 15 overs being completed. If they get it inside about 16, that'll be pretty tidy stuff.
Well, the duck hook still finds the boundary. It's extraordinary. Just had enough of it. Just got to look at enough of it there.
So the helicopter shot for the first 6, the perfect hook shot, pull shot for the second, and then, as you said, the duck hook for 4.
It's amazing. As a batsman, you get a view of it, you realise it's short, you think, oh, this could be an awkward height, and you've seen enough still to get bat on it, even though you've ducked into it. That's well bowled. Just the 18 off the over, 160 for 1.
I mean, this is quite an extraordinary performance from Islamabad United. The fact that they've been sitting on the sidelines, having some extra nets, watching the other guys play in the middle. They're late to join the party, HBL PSL 7. And they've come out here with all guns blazing. They did a wonderful job right at the start, restricting Zalmi to 35 for 4. Then there was a recovery, 2 good partnerships, got them to the 168 mark, and they have just demolished it, simply demolished it. I don't know if our viewers are actually picking things up here and listening to what Alex Hales is actually saying. He talks a lot when he's out there batting. When that one went past and he played and missed it, he said, oh no, you can't miss that. Continually having a chat the whole time. We have the benefit of being able to put the stump mics up loud in our ears, so it gives us a little bit of an advantage so we can hear nicks.
Well, here we go again. Might have missed the first one, but he's made great contact with that one. Seems to have so much time as well.
He has let his bat do the talking. 70 off 50. Really is a remarkable knock, going deep in his crease as well, be moving around all over the place. That changes the whole length of the bowler. Ben Cutting his previous over bowled a couple of good Yorkers, so now he's trying to upset that length by going deep in his crease.
Sweet shot, but straight at the man on the edge of the circle at extra cover. Now that previous over, the helicopter is always just a joy to watch. Gurbaz played it superbly, and then the hook shot, the duck hook shot.
That's just so entertaining.
Previous boundary, by the way, brought up the 50 partnership. That's going to be 4 more. Splits the gap nicely.
Yeah, locked away now. Just the one to win. 168 for 6 is what Zalmi made. As the TikTok fans play of the match, Paul Sterling. Brilliant for Paul Sterling. 57 off 25 balls. That's what he did. He was run out in the end, but was the main contributor of that opening stand of 112. That's the moment at Now, this is going to be a real little boost to the net run rate. Net run rates get really important. If you happen to get a good advantage early, you're ahead of the game.
Very stylish, very effective, and that will finish things off beautifully for Islamabad United. What a day they've had. Their first game in the tournament. They've ticked pretty much every box, both with the ball and now with the bat. They've inflicted Peshawar Zalmi's heaviest ever defeat in terms of wickets. Islamabad United winning with just the one down, therefore winning by 9 wickets. And there'll be smiles all round in that camp. A very, very fine performance.
Well, that's a blitz. Terrific stuff. Wahab Riaz back in the lineup. Didn't have a good day from a self-preservation point of view. Had a nasty tumble. Didn't have a good day from the team point of view, going down. So that's going to be something that's going to worry him a little bit as well. But Sterling, magnificent. Absolutely magnificent, Sterling. Alex Hales ended up with 82 off 54. 13 fours and 1 6. His knock was absolutely superb. This is a side that team's going to have to watch. The way they got stuck into Zalmi when they were batting early today, picking up those early wickets, had them against the ropes. Then they recovered, but that didn't matter. It was all done in 1 ball shy of 16 overs. So amazing stuff from Islamabad United.
I suppose one of those tricks of the trade, isn't it? That final winning shot. A shuffle at the crease. Key was that right at the end of it, Alex Hales was still beautifully balanced, ready to hit that low full toss away through mid-off for 4. But every shot he's played, it seems, today has paid off. That's the impression you get from watching someone like Alex Hales in his work. Paul Sterling set it up. Ramanullah Gurbaz played his part as well. Paul Sterling was just extraordinary at the start of the innings. So the handshakes as the teams go through the formalities at the end of a very one-sided game. You've got to say that today. Hugely one-sided. Islamabad United, that side, way in front today on the evidence of what we've seen in the first game of 2 today at the Karachi National Stadium. Well, not many names to look at in the batting card. Victors by 9 wickets. Paul Sterling, 57 from just 25. Got to 50 in 18 deliveries. Alex Hales kept it going. 82 not out at the end from 54. Ramanullah Gurbaz not out 27 from just 16. What an extraordinarily good performance. Great performance, that is, from Islamabad United with the bat.
Peshawar Zalmi, I'm not sure where they could go with that sort of situation, the way they were hitting the ball so cleanly as well. That was the other side of things. Let's have a look at the economy rates. That's where you go straight away when you just want to check out how things went. Nothing in the wickets column, so that was a major concern. A couple of overs for 13 runs for Hussain Talat. In fact, that's about it. I guess Wahab Riaz, 3 overs, going at just over 7, so that was okay. But no wickets, that's the issue. They couldn't get a breakthrough early. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. This is Sterling initially. He didn't waste any time whatsoever. That was a beautiful drive through cover point and looking to go backward a square and that shorter boundary as well. Really good work from him. And at this stage, I think that the Zalmi boys were thinking, goodness me, we've caught these blokes at the wrong time, because some of these shots were so strong, so long, and got him out of the block so quickly. But just have a look at some of this clean hitting. A lot of it's brute force from Sterling, but he's a wonderful connector of the ball. Alex Hales is crisp. He is such a clean hitter of the ball. And you get a nice little indication when you're watching these guys as to how much they move around the crease. And I think that's one of the features of both of them against the quicker bowlers in particular. Going deep in his crease on that occasion. Sterling gave it up, and it was a direct hit from Wahab Riaz, so he was on his way, but he'd certainly done his job for 57. Gabaz then arrived in the middle and joined Alex Hales. This was 3 balls in a row, by the way, and the next one, no look. Got it away for a boundary. Really impressive. Slap on the leg side from Hales. Worked that one away for 4. And then hard down the ground to finish the game. That is a chase of class.
Indeed, it was. Very, very one-sided, but a good all-round performance gives you that. They've got that end run rate up as well. They've won by 9 wickets. All the honours in game 1 today. Match number 5 of this HBL PSL 7. All the honours go to Islamabad United. So everyone now has at least 1 game under their belts. On top of the table, Multan Sultans with 4 points, 2 wins in their 2 games. Islamabad 1 from 1, comes second now. Quetta Gladiators 1 from 2. Peshawar Zalmi 1 from 2 as well. Very different games there. And the next game actually this evening, second game of the day, big game always when you see Lahore come up against Karachi, the Qalandars against the Kings. Well, who will be the rulers at the end of the evening? A lot to play for. And they know it's a good pitch from what they've seen earlier in the day. Some of the leading players in the world will be on show again. Men recognised around the world by ICC with their awards recently. So it is a tantalising contest. And of course, a big one for both teams for all sorts of reasons, not least that they want to get some points on the table. So that is what we're looking forward to after formalities are complete after this first game. Coming next, we'll have the post-match presentations from game number 5.
and a pretty batting masterclass from Islamabad United, led by Paul Sterling, 57 from 25, Alex Hales, 82 from 54, and a good contribution from Gurbaz, 172 for 1. They blitzed it, and Zalmi, well, they didn't have much to offer in terms of the bowlers. It was a very tough afternoon for them, just the run out, so wicketless, and Wahab Riaz back in the side, didn't complete his overs, obviously, and wicketless as well. So tough day for the skipper, but good to see him back. Well, as player of the match, well, it would have been a difficult one. One on the left or one on the right. In the end, it was Paul Sterling. The way he set about the attack and got his side off to a flying start. So Paul Sterling starts the competition extremely well. And this is how we finished up. 168. They probably feel they got pretty well to get there at 35 for 4. And in the end, 172 for 1. So a very one-sided contest. Islamabad United winning by 9 wickets. This is where we stand then. Multan Sultans with a couple of wins from their 2 games. Islamabad United starting well. And the Quetta Gladiators and Peshawar Zalmi with a win each. And a win needed by Lahore Qalandars and the Karachi Kings. Right, I hope you enjoyed all the action, all the highlights. And thanks very much for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match presentation. First up is to say congratulations to Islamabad United on their wonderful victory here tonight. Now let's get to the awards. First up, we have the Inverex Hamare Heroes Award, which is being presented to Ms. Kainat Arif for her achievements in Jiu-Jitsu, multiple medal winner in Jiu-Jitsu as well as Judo. Ms. Muhammad Asim from Inverex Solar Energy will present a check for 240,000 rupees to Kainat. Wonderful performer she is, and a champion as well. Right, now next up is the HBL PSL Player of the Match, and that is Paul Sterling for his 57 of 25 balls. First thing he'll do is to sign a ball for the Brighto Paints Fan of the Match. The 50 coming up in just 18 balls. Yeah, before I talk to you, Mr. Ali Habib, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, HBL, will present the HBL PSL Player of the Match trophy and check. And the check is for 500,000 rupees. Sterlo, first of all, what was the chat between you and Alex when you went out there in terms of what the surface might do?
I think as we've seen going on in this tournament, it's getting better and better, and I think it's just assessing that quite quickly, and I think it came on well with the new ball, and it slowed down slightly with the sort of lacquer going off the ball, so it was just to go out there, watch the ball and hit it and see how we go.
Able to do that, no doubt, both of you, because of the form you're both in, right?
I think so, yeah. I think especially Halesy's been batting well for the last few months and the last amount of years, so we know how well he strikes it, and just to go out there and have some fun.
Thank you for the fun. You certainly entertained everybody. Well played.
Thanks, Pommy. Cheers.
Right, now time to speak to the skipper of the Peshawar Zalmi, and that is Wahab Riaz. Wahab, twice in a day now, I've got to ask you how you're doing. That fall, it looked a pretty heavy fall.
Yeah,
are you okay?
Yeah, I've got some pain in the ribs and stuff. Obviously, I fell down really badly, but I hope I recover it soon.
What happened?
It's just my foot stuck at the crease, and I just fall down.
Okay, now tell me what you think par was on there.
I think it was a very good total on this wicket. The way the ball was gripping, I think as a bowling unit we didn't bowl really well. I think we should have used our slower ones more often, because what we have seen from the Islamabad United, that they mixed up really well, and I think it was a very good score to defend probably.
Okay, well, bad luck today, and all the best in terms of recovery as well for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Captain of the Peshawar Zalmi. Now for the winning captain, and that is Shadab Khan, captain of Islamabad United. You must be really happy with that start. What is it particularly that you're happy with that victory?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, when you win it, obviously you are happy. I think the attitude, because we have a young team, that young team on a paper, they have to show on the field as well, and they done it. So I'm so happy with their attitude, especially like our youngster emerging player Mubassir, how they feel it, the intensity they show it. That's what I need as a captain.
Yeah, you certainly got that from them. In terms of net run rate and all of that, do you discuss that as teams at the start of tournaments?
Not really, but I think I just tell them to go and take a feel of playing, because some of like Gurbaz, they play first game here, so I just tell him just go and just enjoy yourself and just take your time, because if he's in the middle, done so much time in the middle, then obviously it's help for next game as well.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, they certainly had fun, and I'm sure you had fun watching on the side as well. Congratulations today. And that's it from the presentation.
Well, a tale of two very different captains on the day. The story is a very simple one, just to recap on that. Peshawar Zalmi always under pressure, having lost early wickets. Managed to get back into the game in 168 for 6, but that was made to look very, very insignificant.